$39,990.
Valiant firefighters are continuing to battle a grass and scrub fire near Mount Compass on the Fleurieu Peninsula. At least 3 structures have been confirmed lost and more than 650 hectares blackened since it broke out yesterday afternoon. Michael Bornson from the CFS says it's likely to burn for several days.
The goal now is securing the fire line, securing it in the area that it's burnt and then blacking out. And that's going to take a number of days because we're talking heavy scrubland and plantation. But I'm comfortable that we will sort of wrap this up and keep it in a safe zone over the next day or two.
Nankita Road and Cleland Gully Road remain closed. One of Labor's key strategists credited with taking Labor and Anthony Albanese to power in 2022 has died in hospital more than 3 weeks after being attacked outside a pub in Perth. 36-year-old Tim Picton was left in a critical condition after he was allegedly punched during a night out on December 27. He is the brother of SA Health Minister Chris Picton. Premier Peter Malinauskas said in a statement that he is deeply saddened by the passing and he'll be remembered with great warmth, respect and affection by those who had the privilege of knowing him. A 20-year-old man has been arrested over the alleged attack. A motorcycle crash in Gilman this morning has left a rider with serious spinal injuries. Crews were called to the Grand Trunkway at about 8:15 after he was found by a member of the public down an embankment. It's believed 3 hours after he lost control and came off his bike and was unable to call for help due to the injuries. The 39-year-old Ankle Park man's condition is thankfully believed not to be life-threatening. Investigations into the incident are ongoing. The Prime Minister says responsibility for keeping Jewish Australians safe starts with him in the wake of the Bondi Beach terrorist attack. Michael Packy reports.
MPs and senators are back in the national capital for a special 2-day parliamentary sitting to discuss last month's Bondi massacre, which claimed 15 lives. The Prime Minister and opposition leader have led tributes to those killed. Anthony Albanese used his speech to say anger must be turned into action to ensure an event of this nature is never repeated.
And that responsibility starts with me as Australia's 31st Prime Minister.
Opposition leader Susan Lee says the government has a lot to answer for, especially the length of time it took to establish a royal commission into the atrocity.
I say to the families here today, you are owed an apology.
Tomorrow, the government is hoping to pass legislation to strengthen hate speech laws and tighten gun regulations.
Australian-born Queen Mary of Denmark is expected to visit Australia sometime this year. The Prime Minister today saying he doesn't know if the dates have been publicly confirmed, but Queen Mary and King Frederick are heading down under. Now turning to FIVEAA sport. In tennis, Aussie Alex de Minaur has defeated American Mackenzie McDonald in straight sets, 6-2, 6-2, 6-3. And National Selection Chairman George Bailey has been forced to explain the snubbing of Steve Smith from Australia's T20 team. The in-form Sixers opener has missed out on a 17-man squad to face Pakistan later this month ahead of the World Cup. Mr Bailey says there was simply no room.
It's a good problem to have. He's playing incredibly well, but Mitch Marsh and Travis Head are also playing incredibly well, and they've done really well at the top of us in that format.
And young Crow Dan Curtin will undergo scans on his knee after injuring it during a wrestling drill at training this morning. He was stretchered off the ground with what appeared to be a dislocated kneecap. The Crows are hopeful the 20-year-old's ACL is still intact. Now checking 5AA traffic.
Afternoon, it's Edmonton. Got a breakdown to look out for. It's on Port Road near George Street. Really big delays through there at the moment. Got a burst water made at Durnan Court. That's on Lower North East Road near Reed Road. And quite busy at the moment, South Road at Karata Park. Cam Road Trimmer Parade, Seaton. Get ready for Clean Up Australia Day. Let's get our gloves on Sunday the 1st of March to give back to a place that we call home. Register now at cleanup.org.au. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
Now the 5AA forecast.
Get the Toyota Forklift Advantage. Visit toyotaMaterialHandling.com.au.
Mostly clear and down to 16 overnight. Cloud clearing and a top of 31 tomorrow. Wednesday, 28 and sunny. Mostly sunny and 26 for Thursday. Right now, it's 27 degrees on 5AA. Now let's see what's happening on 9 News tonight.
Brenton Radless.
We begin tonight with breaking news.
With the news that matters to you.
The government insists it's a win for the state's economy.
9 News is covering the stories that matter to South Australians.
Brazen daylight firebombing attack at the Torrensville supermarket.
Adelaide is your city. 9 is your news.
Stay informed, get involved. 5AA, always Adelaide. Adelaide's only local sports show, the 5AA Sports Show.
Coming up, disaster for the Crows. We'll learn the extent of Dan Curtin's knee injury. Day 2 of the Australian Open, Pat Cash to join us live, and Port Adelaide's Jackson Mead, along with your calls. Join us. We start now.
Rowey and Timmy G. The 5AA Sports Show.
Yeah, 2026, we are back for another year full of hope, excitement, expectation of a massive sporting year ahead. Timmy G, welcome.
Yes, welcome back, Stephen. Great to hear your voice once again, and get a little bit of, sport back into your life, eh?
I love it. It's what we live for. Now, it's your 60th year.
You've already clocked that milestone. Late last year.
Got anything
so well
coming
done.
up? Any?
My birthday's in and around Gather Round. So
Okay.
I got Buckley's and none of doing anything. So, look, I've got that many invites for 60ths already.
Because that's what tends to happen.
It's your whole year of all your friends and all the rest of it. So I'm just going to be celebrating with all of them.
Well done.
But as my brother-in-law did say, he said, we've got to get a free beer out of you, surely.
Oh, good. And you have a good break?
Excellent break. Thank you. Did a lot of grandparenting. Loved that. They're all growing up very quickly and the like. But I did have a little experience, and it's come through on the unique home-style food text already. It said, I hope you enjoyed your T-bones the other day. I met you outside of Mr. Meats. Mr. Meats,
yes, yep.
Jimmy down there. Was just about to walk in to go and get my weekend's quota of barbecue food, and I was about to walk in, and there was a lovely couple standing outside the front, and I said, you guys go in first. And they said, no. He said, you're right, Juniper. You go in first.
Juniper's still there. Well done.
So I met Mark from Para Hills, a regular.
Yeah. Well, Happy New Year to everyone. Hope it's a great, healthy and happy one for you. I said that to the Brekkie team. That's all you want. You want two things, a happy and a healthy year.
That's
okay.
Spot on.
And your two footy teams making the finals. I did say that to Brekkie too.
Well, that makes you happy.
Well, it does. Whatever makes you happy in sport, let's hope that happens. We'll get to the footy. The Ashes, let's start there. Woo-hoo. I mean, we won 4-1, smacked them. Bazball's a joke. I think England were a bigger one. They thought they'd honestly win it. And on the back of this, we had a makeshift opening pair. Well, Weatherald was new. Head goes up the top. Captain Cummings was out for 4 of the 5. Smith, I know he does a reasonable job. No sandpaper here. A makeshift bowling lineup. I mean, Lyon got injured.
Hazelwood
got
out.
Lost. Hazelwood out and Cummings. To think we won 4-1 and smoked them was unbelievable.
And through the winning runs to the bat of Alex Carey. A fine series by the Australian wicketkeeper. A fine all-round series by the entire Australian squad. It is 4 home Ashes series in a row. A team that is beginning to leave a true legacy. They win the final test match. They win the Ashes 4-1.
Well, I think they killed off Bazball. Stark was outstanding, no question. But Travis Head in the opening position, what an incredible series, our very own. He won that Perth test off his bat, 629 runs. Timmy, 200 more than the next best, average 62.93 tonnes. How good was he?
Look, he was. And I think that Perth test, pre that test, a lot of people said, look, this is the one that England can win. And if they win that, that'll change the narrative for the whole series. Well,
he took it away.
It was absolutely taken away by one person, wasn't it? Now, the bowling performances of both sides, you knew that was happening the way that the pitch was, but for somebody to stand up batting-wise,
that was great.
It was just an amazing innings, and well done to him. He got it off to a flyer, didn't
he? Yeah. Proud of him. Also proud of Alex Carey. I think he announced himself as a genuine test star. 28 dismissals, so that's catches and stumpings. He's made a test ton on Adelaide Oval. 323 runs, average 46.14. Him keeping up at the stumps to bowling and that. Even the English cricketers said that just changed the way they could approach Bazball.
See, Brooke, loves to come out of his crease and, and play the fancy pants and start playing ridiculous shots, in my view. But he couldn't do it. He couldn't walk out of that crease. They couldn't change bowlers' lengths, because that's what bowling is. He loves length and getting that right. Now, he couldn't do it because Carey's up at the stump. Look, what a performance. I think you heard Gilchrist there. Now, Gilchrist is a keeper batsman, and an outstanding one. I think he appreciated how good that series was by Alex Carey.
He was terrific. So what's your highlight of the Ashes or the sporting summer so far? 8223 0000. Adelaide strikers were disappointing. Chris Lynn, again, disappointing. I think we need a top 4 batting lineup. I think there's changes in the win. Here's Captain Matt Short.
There's been little partnerships here and there, and guys that had got starts, 30s, 40s, 50s even, and, no one's really been able to really take it to them and go on for a big one. So, it's probably been a bit of an opposite season for us from the last few years. Our batters have really strived the last few years, and I think we've really struggled a bit this year, and our bowlers have really stood up.
Yeah, Ollie Pope I thought was a shining light. Tim Payne, our coach, in 2 years.
Or Lloyd Pope, I reckon.
Oh, sorry, Lloyd.
After.
Did I call him Ollie?
Ollie's the Englishman.
Oh, he is too.
Yeah,
we don't want him.
I've actually, I've written down Lloyd and said Ollie. What the hell is wrong with my brain? Tim Payne, our coach, in 2 years, 7 wins.
7 wins. I reckon we finished bottom last year.
Yeah, I think it might be a changey.
Didn't look like starting anything this year. So, it was incredibly disappointing, and we still get good crowds.
We love them.
I went, I think, the game that was around about the 6th of Jan. It was the one where Warner deliberately held on to the last over and wanted to, win the game for the Thunder, and he got absolutely cut in half, and we won, and it was a great win. I'm yet to see a loss.
Oh, gee,
there's a little message for you, strikers.
Okay. Tim Payne out and the Juniper in.
Oh, well, I just got to sit there. And perhaps have some hospitality.
8223 0000 if you're a Strikers fan. Have you say 36 is sit top. Yesterday they got absolutely smashed by Southeast Melbourne Phoenix. No cause for alarm. I think our best is still good enough. Here's Coach Mike Wells.
In our 2 previous games, I think that we've been able to control pace, and you control pace of the game with your offense and your ability to handle full court pressure and then get a quality shot. And today we just couldn't do that. The pressure kind of sped us up. Pressure is designed to make players turn inward. You want to go kind of one-on-one, and, unfortunately, when you go one-on-one and you get your head down and you don't see the decisions that you need to see quick enough, you got to be able to have vision of the floor and, give them credit. The game was played at their pace.
I didn't quite make heads or tails. I think this is what I do know. I think
a lot of things happening there.
I think we've got the best squad. We've got the best talent coming off the bench. I think our starting 5 is unbelievable. From here, with no injuries, and we can improve, we should seriously play off. I'm not going to put the mockers on and say you should win, but got to hope they win for Grant and that team and that organisation. They've thrown the kitchen sink at it this year.
Yeah.
Haven't they?
Look, you're not going to get every
Bloody
game
exciting.
right.
Course
but I sat on the couch and watched that yesterday, and I was like, wow.
Yeah, they've got that in them, haven't they?
I reckon it's just about our worst loss, as in being beaten every quarter. It felt like
was heavy.
We were never in it.
Yeah, that's true. Adelaide United, on the other hand, they're in and around the mark. They're only 3 points off a second spot. Had a terrific 2-1 win over our arch rivals. Here's our coach.
No, this is Ryan Kiddo kicking the goal.
Ryan.
Put us in front in the 97th minute.
Drives it in at pace. The header! It's in! Unbelievable header! Adelaide celebrate, and it's Ryan Kiddo. 97th minute, just seconds remaining.
Gee, there were 2 classy goals. Goodies was outstanding. We're going to speak to Anton Andrioli after 5:30. Don't miss that. You go to every game, home game. Can we win it?
Win it? Oh, look, at the moment, we dropped out there for a while. We've won 3 of our last 5. There's still a lot of work to do.
Okay.
But, that's probably one of the better games we've had this season. And the thing I did like about it, and I will speak to the coach about it, is I reckon it was Craig Goodwin's best game.
Oh, God, he was good.
We could be in for a really good second half there with the skipper.
Got a goal assisted. Assisted maybe 2, hit the post. He was terrific. Hey, let's do this. It's footy, and we love footy. What are we? I reckon 30 days away from Crows v Port at Alberton Oval. So remember that. It's a trial game at Alberton Oval on a Friday. We'll be there February 20. No Darren Burgess. So I think all eyes are going to be set on the training, the rehab and the strength and conditioning program. Today we lost probably the form player. I don't even know if that's the word. Dan Curtin in a wrestling drill. I'm not too sure about wrestling. Timmy, you might want to comment about that. He was wrestling with Jordan Dawson and he's come off on a stretcher. And we do believe he's got a dislocated knee. Dan Curtin, God, I got back to work today and I thought, no, don't do it, Max.
We have a group WhatsApp so that we know what each other's doing and how we're preparing the show. And the first thing I said was, why do a drill that in a game you get fined for? So why are you practicing wrestling?
That is a good point.
Because you get fined.
It's part of
$2,000, you know, for Jordan Dawson wrestling. I want him fined for that.
So if you haven't seen it, watch 9 News. I think 7 might have it as well. They're on the ground, they're wrestling, and it was if Jordan Dawson's grabbed Dan Curtin to roll him over. As he's rolled over the top of him, it was a crocodile roll. You could see his hip rolling over his knee and just, we've actually got it on the Facebook stream. It was a real... Oh, God, not good. Now, having a look at it, depending on the assessment, and stay with us before 5:36, we should have the assessment from the Adelaide Footy Club.
Well, they have. So they've said the scans they'll go through the scanning process, but they have confirmed that a dislocated left kneecap has been
we know
the
that.
diagnosis.
Yeah, we know that. So we want to know
more damage.
Yeah, but we want to know, does he have to have surgery?
Yeah.
Was there any ligament damage? Has he done his ACL? Hasn't he done his... So we know that part of it. It was a dislocated knee. But there are degrees, kneecap. There are degrees in that. Now, I think the early sighter would be Jack Lukosius. Now, he missed 2 or 3 months.
Yeah, his was slightly different coming down off of a marking contest, but he missed a lot of football. They're expecting... remember they said 6 to 8. The old injury report comes out 6 to 8, and then it was 6 to 8, and then I'm there a month later, it's still 6 to 8.
Yeah.
That is what can happen.
Now we don't want to be doom or gloom.
No.
It's not ideal. He's had a massive pre-season. So Sid's got a groin, Dan's done a knee, and Keezy's done a hammy.
But a lot of clubs, I know Port do wrestling as well.
Okay,
I want to know why. Why? I can't see any good coming out of it, and I don't know that it's an important part of the game, wrestling.
Yeah.
Tackling, you understand. You got to tackle. But wrestling?
Dan Curtin, dislocated knee. Wasn't what I wanted to come back to.
And you don't want it from wrestling.
Well, I think they want to build their midfield.
Taking a screamer over somebody, no worries.
I think they want to build their midfield around him. And how ironic is it, the bloke we built the midfield around the last 3 years was the one that hurt him. Now, Port Adelaide have got the concerns of their own. Where's the Hornet at?
Just starting some running.
Yeah.
So they're going to be reasonably cautious with that comeback. But
clearly that bone hasn't healed. So they took a plate out of his foot.
Tommy Corcoran as well. He's got a bit of Cochrane. Sorry, he's got a hamstring that's quite significant. They reckon Zerk Thatcher will come back soon from a bit of a heel. But it's their injury report at this stage of the year is better than last year at this time of the year. So you again, all clubs just keep their fingers crossed.
Oh, it's that time of year.
You just don't want anything like this happening.
Yeah, I know. We're going to go to a break, come back with your calls, 8223 300 and just a nice, casual, no pressure opening question.
Yeah, right.
So what's been your summer highlight? Because I've shared mine.
Summer love.
Mine's Alex Carey's 100 at Adelaide Oval. I think that was outstanding. Or if you want to just talk footy, your footy team, what's your team's New Year resolution?
Yeah,
what should your New Year resolution be for your team? 8223 300.
Lots coming up on tonight's program. Pat Cash is going to join us at 5 o'clock. Wimbledon champ at Melbourne Park. We'll also speak to Reds coach Ayrton Andrioli, as you said, Rowey. A lot to go through there. Jackson Mead from Port Adelaide shortly. Oliver Peake, who's the Australian under-19 cricket captain. The World Cup is over in Namibia and Zimbabwe at the moment. And on the other side of this break, we're going to speak to 7 News Adelaide sports reporter in Josh Money. Get the absolute latest on Dan Curtin and where that dislocated left kneecap is at for him and how long it will be. It is 21 minutes after 4.
Rowey and Timmy G, the 5AA Sports Show. 5AA is celebrating local businesses across Adelaide, like Nordic Design Furniture, crafting bespoke premium luxury furniture by hand right here in South Australia for 54 years. 5AA, supporting local, celebrating SA.
Soft drinks, sport drinks, fruit drinks, energy drinks. The sugar in any sugary drink is sugar your body doesn't need. It can get turned into fat. including toxic fat around your vital organs, which can lead to cancer, type 2 diabetes, and heart disease. Our bodies work best on water. It's sugar-free, fat-free, and if you get it from the tap, virtually free. Find out more at livelighter.com.au. A message from Preventive Health SA.
Hi, I'm Lynn Andrews. For over 50 years, the Lynn Andrews team have made it easy for landlords to manage residential and commercial property. From single homes to multiple commercial holdings, our passion for property investment means we have a great deal of knowledge. How to do it safely and properly, matching the right tenant with the right property every time. We're here to help you. Visit lynandrews.com.au.
Now, you've heard us talk about the swear jar. Well, without doubt, the biggest contributor to the swear jar at Urban Bathrooms and Kitchens is David Cox himself, the boss. Now, Coxie swears that you can rely on the integrity and expertise of his dedicated team for your kitchen or bathroom renovation.
Yeah, they're a one-stop shop. They're the best in Adelaide. A new contributor to the swear jar is Mark the Tiler. Now, Mark swears to greet you with a smile and be millimetre perfect with his tiling. Tiling can make it. If you've got a gun, cool moustache.
Spot on. And Renette, a designer of 20 years with Urban, swears to listen to your ideas and help create a functional space for you. And Rick the plumber, what a bloke. He swears to always be there on time and clean up after himself. How good.
Mick, me mate, the master plumber, puts the art back into plumbing with his designer labelled. Well, for a team that swear to deliver on quality and service, see by Urban Bathrooms and Kitchens, Adelaide's home renovation experts.
From the creators of the hit show 27 Club comes 2016, premiering this Adelaide Fringe. With music from David Bowie, Prince, Leonard Cohen, George Michael and more, this electric live show reclaims the year that legends were lost and history was made. With iconic songs brought to life by an all-star band featuring Dusty Lee Stevenson, Jaron J and Kylie Aldis from the Bamboos. 2016 at the Fantail Gluttony, Feb 19 to March 9. Tickets are selling fast, so get yours now at adelaidefringe.com.au.
Hey, Jim, you should head home. It's getting late. I can finish up here.
Oh, no, that's quite all right, Sarah.
Really? I got this.
I can't leave you with all this.
Honestly, it's no dramas.
Please, I need to stay. I've really got to stay.
Are you okay, Jim?
Yeah, I'm fine.
Working late or avoiding home? Book a free 15-minute call with Resolve Divorce today.
I've found Homemade takes the stress out of managing home care services.
Hi, how may I help?
And with their lower rates, they make quality aged care affordable, which is why they're Australia's best value home care. Search Homemade support today.
The 5AA Sports Show with Rowey and Timmy G.
25 minutes after 4 on this Monday. Jackson Mead from Port Adelaide in a few moments, and Josh Money in 30 seconds to give us the latest on Dan Curtin's injury at training today. But first, let's check your traffic.
At Kilkenny, nasty crash, Regency Road near the shopping centre. Another collision at Morford Vale, Beach Road near the Southern Expressway entry ramp. And Thebison, a breakdown, Port Road near George Street. Quite big delays through there at the moment. Getting slow south road, Edwards Town with the camera, Wattle Street at Malvern. Kickstart to 2026 fitness goals with 2 months free at Anytime Fitness when you join this January. Plus, get 24/7 access to over 600 clubs in Australia. Search Anytime Fitness. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
Yeah, thank you, Channel 7's Josh Money. He was at Crows training. He has the latest on Dan Curtin. Josh, welcome. Now, talk us through what happened.
Yeah, afternoon, Rowey. An absolute disaster for Dan Curtin, who's probably been the standout of the Crows pre-season to date. And watching pre-season over the last few weeks, the Crows have been doing heaps of running, and they've really been working on putting themselves under fatigue and duress. So they were doing a drill where they were alternating between running and these wrestling drills that you would have seen a number of clubs doing over the pre-season, where two players sort of lock on the ground and go back and forth. And Dan Curtin was locked in a wrestle with his captain, Jordan Dawson, and Jordan's flipped him over, and immediately Curtin's knees twisted, and you can just tell immediately when the player starts banging on the floor that he's in a great deal of discomfort and a pretty gruesome knee injury there. He's dislocated his left knee cap, and they've had to try to put it back into place whilst on the ground, and then stretched him off. So a pretty gruesome injury for the young man. And initially, when he's been carted off, and when you see that twisting, you go to the worst case, which is the ACL, and At this stage, the club is hopeful that he's avoided that. So I guess that's something to be thankful for, but really a disastrous injury to someone who was shaping as their most important, one of their more important players heading into the new year.
So it's the knee that he wears strapped, if you like, and you can confirm it definitely is a dislocated kneecap, not a dislocated knee.
Yes, correct. So at this stage, it's a dislocated kneecap. So depends who you talk to, but that's a best case scenario is about a 6 to 8 week injury. Okay. But that's if that's all it is. But if there are ligaments or if there are bone issues around it, then there's potential for surgery, and you're looking at more like 3 months. So that would be the worst scale of things. And if you remember, there's a lot of people at Carlton that believe Charlie Curnow came back too early from a dislocated kneecap, and that in turn really sort of derailed his season. So it is an injury. Either way, you imagine the Crows would be pretty cautious with, and he'll certainly miss at least the start of the season.
Yeah, not ideal. You got the 7 cameras following him around for when he does his scans and all that, so you can get a grab from him firsthand.
You know us well, Rowey. We're outside the hospital right now.
So if you're there all night, he's had surgery.
Well, exactly right. I think they'd probably wait for it to go down. So if you're driving past Calvary, food and coffee and all those sorts of things, we won't knock them back.
Hey, Josh, I was saying to Rowey just in the opener, why do clubs do a wrestling drill when the only thing you can get out of wrestling in AFL is a fine?
Yeah, or an injury. It's a great point, really, isn't it? But a number of clubs do. I've seen Port do it.
Yeah.
Plenty this pre-season. Seven Zone Kane Corns has already tweeted calling it a BS drill that there's really no point in it. So I mean, look, I'm not a sports scientist, and obviously enough clubs do it, so there must be some thought process behind it. But you just think it seems like an unnecessary risk, doesn't it? And I don't know if you've driven past West Lakes of late, but it's of all the training grounds across the competition, it's probably one of the worst nicks as well. So it's not a great surface. Okay. It's not a great surface. Players are under duress and doing jiu-jitsu on the floor. So I dare say they may be reevaluating that part of the program as we speak.
Well done, Josh Money. We'll be watching Channel 7 News tonight. All the latest on Dan Curtin. Had a number of texts come through. It's akin to driving a Ferrari on a gravel road. You just don't do it.
Yeah.
You just don't do it, do you?
It's an interesting point he makes about the oval. Now, is this scaling down? Obviously, as Stebby scales up, but you still got a very important season ahead of you. You've got to have that in the best condition. Where does that lie? Who's that lie with?
The Sandful now are co-tenants, and they need that for their development squad.
Of course they do.
They'd want it Mickey Mouse, mate.
Well, I think you'll find that
the Crows
AFL,
would want it Mickey Mouse.
The AFL and the AFLPA would want it Mickey Mouse, so maybe it needs an inspection.
Okay.
Speaking of Theberton, drove past it today. It is going up
Isn't
quick.
It what?
It's very impressive. It's time for the 4:30 headlines. On the other side, Port Adelaide fans, Jackson Mead to join us.
The 5AA Sports Show, Rowey and Timmy G. This is 5AA News, always Adelaide.
Good afternoon, Tamira Francis with the 4:30 News headlines. At least one home has been destroyed as bushfires continue to burn near Mount Compass on the Fleurieu Peninsula. One Nation leader, Pauline Hanson, says she can no longer be taken for granted as her party surges in the polls. Emotional scenes as federal parliament returns early to honour the victims of the Bondi Beach terrorist attack. And in sport, Aussie Alex de Minaur has defeated American Mackenzie McDonald at Rod Laver Arena in straight sets, 6-2, 6-2, 6-3. Now checking 5AA traffic.
At Kilkenny, nasty crash, Regency Road near the shopping centre. Morford Fowler crashed there too. Beach Road near the Southern Expressway entry ramp. And Durn and Quarterburst Watermain, Lower North East Road near Reed Road. Camera, Cavan Road, Dry Creek. Audio is more powerful than you think. For advertising with the power to double your campaign effectiveness, start with commercial radio and audio where brands are heard. Visit cra.au. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
The FIVEAA forecast, mostly clear and down to 16 overnight. Cloud clearing and a top of 31 tomorrow. Right now, it's 27 degrees. We'll have more news for you at 5 on FIVEAA. Always Adelaide.
Joining us live in the FIVEAA Breakfast Studio. Premier, good morning to you.
Will Goodings.
Our first interview for the year.
David Penberthy.
What do you make of today's news poll? Almost half the country now doesn't support the Labor Party or the Coalition.
FIVEAA Breakfast.
It's unbelievable. That's the truth of it.
Adelaide's leading breakfast show.
So you don't think it'll be replicated at the state level? That's those sorts of numbers in news poll? Well, I hope not.
Weekdays from 6 a.m.
We're seeing this globally at the moment.
On FIVEAA. Always Adelaide.
Unique. Loyal. Fun-loving. That's what we look for in our pals. When you're next spending time with your best friends, don't forget some of the best pals you can have. Parafield Airport Liquor Store has your everyday favourites right through to those hard-to-find products. That's what great pals do. Sam and Jamie from Parafield Airport Liquor Store know every drop on the shelf, so you can always rely on their advice. Parafield Airport Liquor Store. Pals. Next to Roulette's Tavern, Kings Road, Parafield.
Mannix are Adelaide's home air conditioning specialists. And now, with our 5 warehouse sales outlets around Adelaide, it's easy to drop in and get Adelaide's best prices on roomies, splits, ducted systems, portables, spare parts and more. Be assured, Mannix have all the big brands with prices that beat the major retailers every time. You can save hundreds. Celebrating 60 years, nobody beats Mannix. See for yourself and get a free quote today.
Hey, are the onions done?
Not long now.
For over 12,000 South Australians, the most important meal of the day is from Meals on Wheels.
How's the soup coming along?
Behind the meals and behind the wheels are our wonderful volunteers, like our cooks who make the delicious 3-course meals for our customers.
Amanda, hello.
If you love cooking, we could do with you.
Oh, it smells delicious.
Become a volunteer today and help us keep the wheels turning.
See you tomorrow, Chris.
Visit mealsonwheelsa.org.au for details.
Hi, I'm Bronte Manuel from Toop and Toop. A new year brings new beginnings, and Adelaide's property market is already alive with opportunity. Dream homes are being listed, offers are being made, and those ready to act are already a step ahead. At Toop and Toop, we don't just open doors. We help you move towards what's next. So if 2026 is your year for change, we're here to help you take the next step with confidence. We've proudly been South Australia's trusted advisors in real estate since 1985. Visit toop.com.au today.
Still thinking about a sea change? Think Oakford Homes in Counter Bay. New stage released and selling fast. A variety of block sizes available in a friendly community with brand new low maintenance homes plus the beach close by. Affordable packages, no surprises. Move in now or invest for the future. Fixed price turnkey packages, flat land ready to build. Don't miss out. New stage now released. Visit our display village at Encounter Bay. Oakford Homes, a statement of quality. oakfordhomes.com.au.
Rowey and Timmy G, the FIVEAA Sports Show.
25 minutes to 5 at 5 o'clock tonight. Pat Cash is going to join us live from the Australian Open. Wins for 4 Aussies today as well at Melbourne Park, including Jordan Thompson and Alex Diminor, who are both through to the second round. And we'll take your calls as well, 8223 0000. Get involved. What's your footy club's New Year's resolution?
Well, Port Adelaide into their pre-season, just like every AFL club, but we'll just see what's happening down there. And for this young man, we're not finished the season down in defence. He's played 64 games so far. Jackson Mead, welcome.
Hey guys, how we going?
Excellent. So, yeah, you did finish the season down back. What was the discussion post-season in your exit interview?
Yeah, finished the last 2.5 games down at half back, and sort of posed a question to Kari and the other coaches as well that I've been training as a midfielder for the last 6 years and pretty much my whole AFL career, but always found myself at half forward or wing, and just wanted to sort of give myself the best opportunity to perform at AFL level, and just wanted to train where I was going to play, and that ended up just sort of landing at half back, and hopefully a position that I can fill and add to the team.
You ever played there in your career, Jackson? Because I saw you as a kid with Smosh and then the Eagles and into AFL. Always a midfielder. Ever played there?
Pretty much always a midfielder. Played sort of dribs and drabs in juniors. Played a few games here and there, but for the most part, always been a midfielder.
Yeah, so it's a big change. What were your initial thoughts when you did go back for those 2.5 games?
Yeah, I enjoyed it actually. Gave a bit more of a freedom. We weren't going too well at the stage, so the first game I went was the Geelong game, and we didn't have a great game. But I'm looking forward to a bit of a challenge, and looking to add another string to the bow, and as I said, hopefully have a good year there and change things up a little bit.
Match simulation, everybody does it. How often do you guys do match sim? Is it every session or just on a Wednesday?
We used to be pretty full on, to be honest. The last few years we've always sort of done it quite early in pre-season, where we've only just started to ramp it up this side of Christmas. So it's good. We sort of do our back end main sessions on Friday, so we usually ramp that up a little bit and have a bit more of a slower build into the week, which is quite handy. All right, and Todd Marshall, I believe we know that he's training down back with your good self now. How's that looking? Yeah, it's good. Obviously with a bit of injury stuff over the last few years, obviously hasn't had the chance to sort of play up forward as much as he wanted, and probably the same thing actually. Probably need another tall defender at some stage, and he's obviously got a good kick, and his body craft's really good. So if we can add him down there and slot him nicely, it's only going to make us better as a team.
Jackson Joshy Carr, he's only had his shoes under the table for a short while, but what's the messaging? What's the change? What's the tweaks that you've noticed that he's trying to implement for 26?
Yeah, I think he sees the game really well, and obviously brings a different view to past coaches as well, which is nice. I think he just sort of wants us to play any way that the game gives us. We don't want to play the game just one way and be a kick mark team or a forward handball chain team. We've just got to pick our moments and play the game as it comes. And it's just nice to have some other fresh coaches as well with, different drill ideas and different views on the game, which is, making the club feel really nice at the moment.
Yeah. Generally, a coach comes in and he wants to put his stamp on an area. Is it fitness? Is it strength? Is it ball movement? Is it game style? Is it across all of those aspects? They generally have a theme about this is what we're going to be known for. Is it competitive, having a crack? Is it, your fight? What is it?
Yeah, it's probably a little bit of everything.
Okay.
But I think as the way Kari played his footy, he was always sort of that in and under, bit of a grunt about him. So there was a bit of an emphasis onto the physical side of the game. Most of the boys have gone away and had a good off-season and put on a bit of size, which has obviously helped in the contest quite a bit. I think our contest numbers from last year and probably the last 2 or 3 years haven't been great from a stoppage or contested side of the game. So, that stuff can help us. But, obviously moving the ball forward more efficiently is one of the key areas, and then also defending in behind that with team defence. We can always get better at some areas of our game, and, we don't need to be the best in the comp, but if we can be sort of around that top 8 mark for, majority of the stats, it's going to put us in good stead.
Well, if you can win it, and your numbers were poor last year, and you get that midfield forward transition right, there's 2 massive ones. When I watch Port on the 20th, that's a trial against the Crows at Albert Oval. We'll be down there. What do you hope I see?
I think just a fast start. We've had a big emphasis on, not waiting for, the first round to come around. We get a shell shock. We want to get the ball running from the get-go, and I think we got a trial game before that, an internal before the Crows, and then then we got the Crows. So we want to just have a fast start and really put into fruition what we've been training.
I believe some of the ruckmen have been sneaking forward in drills. Big Jordan Sweet and Ivan Soldo, Dante Vicentini just sneaking down forward, trying to take a mark and a goal. How have they been looking?
Yeah, it's good. We've got a nice, healthy ruck crew at the moment, which is good. So, all those boys have obviously got their eye on the number 1 spot, and it keeps the morale of the group pretty high. There's always a bit of tension at training, which is good. So, they're all pretty mobile, big men, so they can go up forward and hopefully take a few clunks and kick a few snags as well, which will be handy.
Jack Lukosius, we know he had a horror year with injury. He's looking okay. He's been doing the majority of pre-season and looking okay in match sim.
Yeah, he's good. Yeah, he obviously didn't have a great run last year. He was pretty impressive in pre-season last year, and was really looking forward to playing with him again. And just had probably a bit of an injury-riddled year, which was pretty sad for him. But hopefully he can be on the mend this year and sort of continue, his best form that we've seen him in. I think that Brisbane game last year where he was kicking bloody 3 or 4 goals from outside 50, it's one of the best weapons to have have in the comp. So if we can see more of that, that'll be pretty handy.
Small forwards, wow. Corey Durden, Joe Richards, Ewan McKinlay, Benny Barrett, Tommy Anastasopoulos. Wow, they'd be running around everywhere, mate. You'd be feeling like a giant amongst them.
It's pretty good. We got a good, healthy forward crew at the moment as well. So, as I said, like, it keeps tensions high at training, and they're all pretty good runners as well. So it keeps you on your toes and keeps you accountable, which is good. So, but yeah, it's just good to have a nice, healthy crew, and we can all, benefit from a bit of a contest.
Well done. Of the new lads, who's impressed you?
We don't really have too many new lads, do we?
Well, there's a
no
few.
drafties.
Yeah, there was no
They had
drafties.
train-ons, though. You've got a couple of train-ons, Jackson.
Got some kids. Yeah, I was going to ask about those kids, the father-sons that are out there, and young Dougie Cochran.
Yeah, a couple of train-ons. I think a few of the boys are eyeing off a couple of list spots, so should be good. Most of them are forwards, so I think we got Jaden Stevenson, Baylor as well. So yeah, it should be good. We've got a few areas to fill in the gaps, but yeah, it should be good. All the boys are fitting in nicely, so it'll just be down to what we need at the time.
And midfielders, Zach Butters, I believe, is what would you say? Doesn't like to go in half-mast, so he's been impressive in some of the drills and taken a few out. But the midfield as such, they're looking all right. Yeah,
it's good. Yeah, Butsy's full noise 24/7. So yeah, it's always a good one to watch or get hit by as well. So no, we've got a good group at the moment. I think a few guys are slotting in nicely. Will Lorenz is training pretty well at the moment.
Yeah,
it's a bit more of an inside mid, and then good to have Will Brody and the likes of that as well, where he's slotting in nicely on the wing too. So I think that's a nice crew that have added to our depth, and hopefully fill in some gaps that we looked for.
Yeah, well, there's a couple of newies there. Jason Horne-Francis, when's he into full steam ahead? Will he be right for the trials in round one with that foot?
Yeah, I think he should be aiming to get some pre-season minutes. I think he started running back in the last week again. So, yeah, I'd say probably give him a couple of weeks, and hopefully he can sort of aim to play a little bit of that Adelaide trial. I just dare say he might be on managed minutes, but yeah, then hopefully from then on he can be full on into it.
Okay, and the only other one's the Pep with his knee. He's going nicely. We're hearing he's going to be ready to run shortly.
Yeah, he's good. He's already started running as well, so he's hitting PBs in the gym. He's feeling really strong, and he's going to be a massive in for us hopefully in the back half of the year. But I think he should be hopefully in some warm-up drills and then in the upcoming weeks. So that's really exciting for him and the group.
Well, Jackson, good luck with the rest of the pre-season and the whole season of 2026. Look forward to a really big year for you and the club.
Too easy. Thanks, guys.
That's Jackson Mead, Port Adelaide midfielder now turned half-back.
Are you happy with that? The strength of a small, if you like, defender is they've got to be able to kick both feet. They've got to be able to spot up that 25 kick. He's as good as you've got in the club. That's what I like.
Yeah.
One-on-one, he's tenacious. Yep. Very, very good. Now I know the knock-on, and it's not a knock-on, it's speed. He doesn't have that genuine elite leg speed. But as you said with Jack, it's up here.
Yeah.
He's got that up there. I like it.
And also, you've got Connor Rozee alongside you. You've got like a Josh Sin. You've got a Kane Farrell. These guys do have that. So it sort of covers that bit off if that's what you need.
Yeah.
But like you say, if you're alert enough and you win the ball first, that's
doesn't
where,
matter.
And that's what his strength is, exactly what you said. He'll be able to distribute it.
Oh, good.
Tell us what your summer highlight was as well. We're going to take your calls straight after this break. 8223 0000. Maria's already texted in saying, my highlight of the summer was Travis Head's putt at Blitz Golf with a hangover and no sleep. Did you see that over the last couple of weeks?
Outstanding.
On the back of the Ashes celebrations.
And he says Juniper should try it. Yeah, well, I have, Maria.
Hang on. Hey. In the summer break, we have heard from a couple of reliable sources, you may or may not, and you might not want this on air, have done some golf lessons.
I'm on the training track.
Ooh. Wow.
You know what they say?
You've invested in your game.
You know, if you fail to prepare, you prepare to fail.
Okay.
So I'm looking forward because let's face it, there wasn't too many Royal Regency updates last year.
No.
Only won 4 times.
Oh, that's
disgraceful.
That is.
So
who's coaching?
I've got to change it around.
Someone of note?
Well, a young fella. He was on the circuit for a while.
So is it your swing? But when you get to our age, you can't change.
No. This is putting and chipping.
Just putting and chipping. Your short game's
if
not up to it.
You can get that right. Yeah. I'll cut off strokes galore.
Okay.
All right. Let's just see how it goes.
Come to the show for entertainment, stay for wisdom. That's what I say. It's 14 to 5. Here's your traffic.
Afternoon at Kilkenny. Nasty smash there. Regency Road near the shopping centre. More for Father Crash. Beach Road near the Southern Expressway entry ramp. And Durnan Court burst Watermain. Lower North East Road near Reed Road. Breakdown getting cleared at the moment at Theberson Port Road near George Street with the camera Harvey Avenue at Netley. Looking for aged care support in-home? Mabel connects you with independent support workers so you can find the help that's right for you. Learn more at mabel.com.au. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
Rowey and Timmy G, the 5AA Sports Show.
The cost of living is out of control.
But Family First will take the pressure off. They'll cut migration, approve more housing, cut family taxes and slow the race to renewables.
Vote 1 Family First to take the pressure off the cost of living.
Authorised by Lyle Shelton Family First Party, Norwood.
Find one on the train.
Find one at the Oval.
Find one at the shopping centre.
Find one in a heartbeat.
Thanks to new legislation, there are now even more automated external defibrillators across SA. In an emergency, call 000 to be directed to your nearest AED. Visit sahealth.sa.gov.au/AEDs. A message from the Government of South Australia.
At Harvey Norman, buy now with no deposit, 50 months interest free on a participating Latitude credit card and get a bonus gift card up to $1,000. Furniture, bedding, TVs, fridges, computers and more. Shop with no deposit, 50 months interest free from Latitude Financial Services and get a bonus $100 gift card for every $1,000 you spend. Monthly credit card fee currently $10.95 applies. New customers must be approved. Minimum finance $750. Equal monthly payment plan, T's and C's, charges and exclusions. Don't miss no deposit, 50 months interest free from Latitude at Harvey Norman now.
Home is where the heart is, and there's no place cosier than in your bed or your favourite chair. So if restless nights and tired days are leaving you drained and mobility is in question, Complete Comfort have the answers. Rest on a mattress with adjustable zones or sink into their electric lift chairs and recliners, made to measure and designed to match your decor. Visit their showroom, including their mobility equipment, or book a free in-home quote at completecomfort.com.au.
I'm The Excelsior Hotel has always felt like home. And for seniors, it's always been great value with 20% discount on selected bistro meals. Yep, 20% off. Feeding the whole family? Bring them all Saturday or Sunday for live acoustic music from 5 p.m. And kids eat free. Some conditions apply. The Excelsior Hotel feels like home, but better. You just know it's a Barreau Hotel.
On Booking.com, it's easy to book your holiday home. So if you're bored of this...
Guys, found an apartment. The price just jumped up.
With us, there's no hidden fees. Booking.com, booking.yeah.
CMAX Clinical Research is seeking healthy volunteers to join a clinical trial that could help advance the future of metabolic health. If you're aged 18 to 65 and generally healthy, you might be eligible to help study a potential new treatment for metabolic syndrome. Spend 8 nights at CMAX in Adelaide CBD, attend 1 follow-up visit and get paid for your time. Ready to make your mark on medical research? Apply today at cmax.com.au.
The 5AA Sports Show with Rowey and Timmy G.
Javi Lopez 2 years ago put one in the top corner. The goalkeeper wasn't going to save it, and the exact same situation. So what comes around goes around.
That's Ryan Kiddo, pretty firm on the back of their win against Melbourne Victory, which has come with a bit of controversy. We're going to speak to the coach of the Reds, Ayrton Andrioli, at 5:30 tonight to wrap that one up. And Pat Cash coming up live from Melbourne Park after 5 o'clock.
Bit of sooking from Melbourne Victory. There were 2 VARs, both got overturned, both disallowed. So either way, the Reds would have won. And we hit the post, but that was a classic goal.
I had a look at it. Our VAR, probably the result was like millimetres. Theirs, they had 2 blokes offside, plus one in the way of the keeper.
Yeah.
So, no.
And guess what? Melbourne Victory is still talking about it. They put a statement out today, and they're questioning the refereeing. They're saying it needs to be of a higher standard. They've written to Football Australia. They're trying to get clarification, and then they've basically come out and said we're disappointed with the decision at the end of the day, and they want better decision making.
Well, you know how they draw those lines to sort of say, you know, and sometimes it's millimetres that somebody's maybe his ankle's just in front or whatever, and you sort of go, well, that's not what it was for. It was for the howler, you know. They had 2 blokes behind it. Just draw the lines for him saying, there you go, is that offside? Oh, right, yeah. That should be the end of that story, by the way.
Yeah.
And play on after that. The only thing I will agree with in the statement from Melbourne Victory is it's taking way too long to reach a decision. That, for me, is very accurate.
Because you know why they get lawyers involved. Don't word it like this. Don't do this. Don't open ourselves up for...
I'm not lying. Some games, you're standing there and the whole crowd are like, come on, make a call.
Interesting, though, Stephen Mork, who used to be our own here and Adelaide United, he says, as a former Adelaide player and fan, I'm happy with that decision, but it's such a bad call. Not in the sight, keeper never saving it. So he didn't quite agree.
What do you mean?
He was happy for the Reds' sake, but he said it was a bad call.
But once the ball is kicked by a player, my understanding of offside is you have to be behind the defenders, right? There was clearly two players who weren't behind the defenders. So why is that a bad call?
Have you say 822 300 0000.
I don't understand.
We spoke about Darren Burgess moving on for the Crows. Just repeating the news, Dan Curtin is getting assessed. He's at the hospital now with that dislocated kneecap that we can confirm. So stay tuned for that. We'll get that all up to date. Now, much respected fitness guru, his name's Andrew Russell. He's linked with us because his brother's worked with us here for years. He was at Port Adelaide. He went to Essendon, Hawthorn with those 3 flags, made a name for himself.
Well, he actually got
poached over to Carlton.
He went to Hawks after Port won the flag when Alistair Clarkson left Port at the same time, 05. So he went there and built that list with them together and got those flags.
And he was on our show last week when we were on holidays, and I want to play a bit of this because what the players have done through the AFLPA, which is a strong advocacy for having more time off, is it's now affecting the players. So when we come to this time of year, no wonder there's injuries. Have a listen to him anyway. Here's Andrew Russell.
You know, it's like the lunatics are running the asylum. You ask a player how much time they want to have off, and every player will tell you that they want to have more time off. They haven't been doing a lot of decision-making based training. They haven't been doing a lot of accelerations and decelerations. They've been socially really active, and a lot of players are out of routine. And they haven't been in a performance mindset. I mean, could you imagine if you were trying to prepare an Olympic athlete and you said 30% of the year you can't have access to them, you can't coach them, you can give them a program, but you really don't have any control over the quality of that program. You know, that's what coaching's about. Otherwise, what's the point of having, you know, experts and coaches? Otherwise, just let the athlete turn up, train themselves, and see how you go. Good luck.
Great point.
It's an excellent point. I thought of it straight away because just before Christmas, I did an event and I had to interview Cole Chalmers. Now, I said to him, what's on, do you have a bit of a break here? And I said, there was no break.
No.
It was just like in that pool going up and down that black line. It's amazing what they actually do as athletes. It's a very good point. When you think about 30% off, that was the bit that I was just blown away by Andrew Russell saying that.
Well, it's 10 weeks.
30% off where you're not allowed to basically talk to them.
You can get given a program, but you've got to run it yourself. Like he said, well, what's the point of having coaches? It's a very, very good point.
Yeah.
Hello, Ange at Two Wells.
G'day, boys. Happy New Year. How are you?
Happy New Year, Ange. Good to hear from you.
Rowey, I missed you, mate. All the conflict, I couldn't handle it for those couple of months, mate. I didn't know what to do after work driving home.
Did you start fighting with yourself in the mirror?
Mate, I mean, people were sitting next to me thinking, look at this bloody loser. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you're sitting there. Hey, boys, I've got a bit of a question for you blokes. Travis Head. I've noticed the last 2 years that he hasn't played for the Strikers. People are saying that he's resting his body and so on, but you would think a bloke like Mitch Starc would have more wear and tear on his body than a batsman. Do you guys read anything into that? It's just weird that he had beloved strikers, and the last 2 seasons he hadn't played one game. But, you know, Carey comes back, Starc comes back, Labuschagne comes back, Smith comes back, Starc comes back. You know what I mean? Do you think there's anything there?
Yeah, look,
Well, they all have different programs.
Yeah, I've got to say, Ange, I don't think it's programs. It's a choice. You're allowed to play or not. Yep. So I think it's pretty much a choice. So
we're not saying for 1 second he doesn't love the Redbacks, SA, or the Strikers, surely.
No, it's not that. I think the question is, why do some of the others play and
personal choice
and don't? And now, if it's personal choice, well, fair enough. But is there an obligation? I was doing research at the front bar of the Seaton Hotel last Thursday. And it was brought up at the table. And it was like, well, how come he doesn't play? And then somebody said, he actually gets paid to play. And I said, what do you mean? Nah, unless he plays, he wouldn't get paid.
Well, he's on the active list.
But what it is, it's part of your Cricket Australia contract. And every player that's, playing for Australia that's linked to a BBL club or franchise, as they call it, then they are given a remuneration for that.
Yeah, okay.
Which was, that was a bit surprising.
Well, he's just had a second child. He's also got named today in the T20 squad that's going to go to Pakistan, which play January 30. So that's about a week ago.
Is it the World Cup?
And then it's the World Cup. So he's got a big schedule coming up.
And I personally think that he plays better relaxed.
This was his 2-week window.
Let's face it.
He had a 2-week window here just to get away from cricket.
If we want him to keep performing for Australia, I'm happy for him to be relaxed and in a good mindset to do that. But I think the question is reasonable to ask, but I think that's the main reason why. And everybody, it's horses for courses. Now, I would prefer that they probably just say right from the beginning that he's not in the squad and he's not playing.
My thing is this, Trav, whatever you're doing, keep doing it.
Keep doing it.
That's exactly right. 2 minutes to 5 after the news. Pat Cash is going to join us.
Rowey and Timmy G, the FIVEAA Sports Show.
Build like a brick house. Basic Trailers make quality trailers of all sizes here in Adelaide. Made with Australian steel, you get 12 months warranty and factory direct pricing across SA. Visit basictrailers.com.au. Basic Trailers. Basically better.
Adelaide's local, trusted and truly connected talkback radio station. 5AA. Always Adelaide.
Simon Leonau is here from Nordic Design Furniture, Adelaide's best-kept furniture secret. I think for 54 years, how many people you've made happy?
We enjoy making things to fit. Lots of apartments are suddenly happening in Adelaide. And what's the thing that's challenged with an apartment? It doesn't fit or doesn't even go in the lift.
And you can tell the difference between quality too, when it's real craftsmanship as opposed to an assembly line.
You can tell. We have Australia's largest showroom. Manufacturers generally don't have a showroom.
Simon Leonau from Nordic Design Furniture, Adelaide's best-kept furniture secret.
Cup of tea, dear? The kettle's on. Would you like a cup of tea, love? Cup of tea, dear.
What? If you're concerned about hearing loss for a loved one, book an appointment with Can Do Hearing. candohearing.com.au. That sounds better.
Hey, Jim. You should head home. It's getting late. I can finish up here.
Oh, no, that's quite all right, Sarah.
Really? I got this.
I can't leave you with all this.
Honestly, it's no dramas.
Please, I need to stay. I've really got to stay.
Are you okay, Jim?
Yeah, I'm fine.
Working late or avoiding home? Book a free 15-minute call with Resolve Divorce today.
Fluorio Milk Company will always put SA first, and you can too. When you reach for milk, reach for Fluorio Milk Company products and support our dairy farmers and their families. We guarantee that all our milk is 100% South Australian, and it's always fresh. We have over 24 refrigerated trucks shipping Fluorio milk to cafes, restaurants and supermarkets all over SA. Look for the local in your supermarket. Fluorio Milk Company. We're for SA dairy farmers.
Hi, Malcolm Blight here for Knowles Caravans, home of Island Star. For over 50 years, they've had the best selection of new vans, or they can custom build one in just 10 to 12 weeks. Or look around at 100 second-hand vans, perfect for travelling around our beautiful country, or if you need an extra room at home, subject to council approvals.
Caravans, Knowles Caravans, Knowles Caravans, Knowles Caravans.
Knowles Caravans, 561 Salisbury Highway, Greenfields, opposite Mawson Lakes. You'll love the way they do business.
At Inspire Care SA, nothing is left to chance, especially not who shows up at your door. We match our NDIS support workers with people they genuinely connect with. If you love death metal, sport, art, or you're mad about cooking, we'll find someone who shares that spark. Real care isn't just about help, it's about who helps. Get in touch with Inspire Care SA. Care with purpose.
up-to-the-minute news for South Australia. This is 5AA News. Always Adelaide.
Mostly clear and down to 16 overnight. Cloud clearing and a top of 31 tomorrow. Good evening with the 5 o'clock news. I'm Timmy Francis.
Get to Agostino Mitsubishi, Nailsworth and Mawson Lakes for the Outlander ES. Drive away from just $39,990.
One Nation leader Pauline Hanson believes she can no longer be taken for granted as her party's popularity surges. The latest news poll has One Nation ahead of the coalition. Analysts believe voters are tiring of the two major parties and are looking for alternatives. Senator Hanson says her aim is to eventually form government.
You bet it is. I'm not just here to prop up the coalition or the Labor Party or anyone else. I put out clear policies now for 3 decades. On the 2nd of March, I was first elected to this Parliament 30 years ago. I've never given up for what I believe. We need to fight for this country.
Meantime, talks are continuing between the Albanese government and opposition over hate speech legislation. Federal MPs and senators are back in Canberra as part of a 2-day special sitting in the wake of the Bondi Beach terrorist attack. The revised hate laws would give the government greater power to ban extremist organisations and refuse or revoke visas. Liberal MP Julian Lisa says the legislation must be robust.
The government is yet to present the final form of the legislation to us, and things have to go through our internal processes, so we're going to wait to see how that plays out. But let me reiterate, we want to see legislation that deals with anti-Semitism and that deals with radical Islam.
At least one home has been destroyed as bushfires continue to burn near Mount Compass on the Fleurieu Peninsula. Sheds and vehicles have also been lost. Michael Bornson from the CFS says crews are battling it from the ground and air.
We still have an active fire ground at the moment where we have active fire burning in the area between Nankita Road and Cleland Gully roads. So we've got currently about 40 fire trucks on ground with about 120 firefighters actively working that ground at the moment to secure the area for us as the afternoon goes on and as we get the mild wind as it swings around to the southwest.
The Prime Minister is the latest to pay tribute to Tim Picton, the brother of SA Health Minister Chris Picton, who died in hospital this morning, weeks after he was allegedly assaulted outside a Perth pub. Anthony Albanese said in a statement he is greatly saddened at the passing, and Tim was a treasured member of the Labor family, serving with great energy and talent at many levels. Earlier, Premier Peter Malinauskas said Mr Picton will be remembered with great warmth, respect and affection by those who had the privilege of knowing him. He was allegedly attacked in the early hours of Saturday, December 27th, hitting his head on the pavement. A 20-year-old man has been charged with grievous bodily harm. The Australian share market is finally starting to catch up to the US, making a positive start to the year. So far, the ASX has seen a rise of 2.2% in 2026, with mining profits leading the charge. AMP Chief Economist Shane Oliver says a movement in interest rates could impact growth.
There was some relief last year as interest rates were cut 3 times. That enabled people to get out there and spend a bit more, maybe to borrow a bit more. But the problem is if that reverses and we go the other way on interest rates, then that could be a big dampener.
Now turning to 5AA Sport. Aussie Alex de Minaur has breezed into the second round of the Australian Open. Craig Gabriel has more.
Alex de Minaur made quick work of lucky loser Mackenzie McDonald. The 6-seeded Australian won 6-2, 6-2, 6-3. McDonald is now on a 9-match losing streak at the majors, while Demon maintains his record of not losing to a player ranked as low as 113 at the majors. It's his 8th time into the second round from 9 appearances. Daniil Medvedev won in straight sets, as did Coco Gauff and Jessica Pegula, but 7-seed Felix Auger-Aliassime retired down 2-1.
Meanwhile, Jordan Thompson fought back to win his match in 4 sets, and fellow Aussies Storm Hunter and Priscilla Hon are through to the second round of the women's draw. At Westlakes, Dan Curtin had to be stretchered off the training track this morning with a serious knee injury after wrestling at the Crows training session. As it stands, a best-case scenario would see the young Crow only out for 6 to 8 weeks. And in cricket, Mitch Marsh will captain Australia during its upcoming T20 tour of Pakistan. SA-born Xavier Bartlett and hometown hero Travis Head named in the 17-man squad. The 3 T20 matches against Pakistan starting at the end of this month are a prelude to the next month's World Cup in Sri Lanka and India. Now checking 5AA traffic.
Afternoon at Durnan Quarter Burst Water Main, Lower North East Road near Reed Road. Theberson breakdown getting sorted at the moment. Port Road near George Street. And day 2 of the tour down under with some road closures and riding around Athelston and Maryvale Road this afternoon. Camera today, Cavan Road, Dry Creek. Get ready for Clean Up Australia Day. Let's get our gloves on Sunday the 1st of March to give back to a place that we call home. Register now at cleanup.org.au. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
Now the 5AA forecast.
Get the Toyota Forklift Advantage. Visit toyotamaterialhandling.com.au.
Mostly clear and down to 16 overnight. Cloud clearing and a top of 31 tomorrow. Wednesday, 28 and sunny. Mostly sunny and 26 for Thursday. Right now, it's 26 degrees on 5AA. Now let's see what's happening on 9 News Tonight.
Brenton Radless.
We begin tonight with breaking news.
With the news that matters to you.
The government insists it's a win for the state's economy.
9 News is covering the stories that matter to South Australians.
Brazen daylight firebombing attack at the Torrensville supermarket.
Adelaide is your city. 9 is your news.
In Adelaide and across South Australia, this is 5AA, always Adelaide. Adelaide's only local sports show, the 5AA Sports Show.
8 after 5 still to come. Tennis legend Pat Cash live from Melbourne Park. Adelaide United coach Ayrton Andrioli after a thrilling win in the original rivalry. Plus rising cricket star Ollie Peake live from the Under-19 World Cup.
Rowey and Timmy G. The 5AA Sports Show.
Yeah, we're back in 2026 for another year. I always say it's full of hope, excitement, and there's a lot of expectation. Certainly if you look at our footy teams, we haven't played in the finals, both of us together, since 2017. I reckon you can nearly tick that box. We've already won the season because it's Ashes. If there was one team that Australia plays that you want to win, it's the Ashes.
Of course it is.
I mean, I know there's the Wallabies. I know we got a World Cup this year in our soccer. The Matildas still do well, but just beating the Poms at the Ashes... They invented the game, apparently. They've got that little urn they never let anyone touch. And to smoke them 4-1 has set up a brilliant 26, I reckon.
I'm looking forward to the 27 series over there because I think the best bragging rights come when you can beat them away.
Yes.
Now, we retained them over there, but I want to beat them over there.
That'd be good. Yeah, well, they'd be reeling, wouldn't they? I think Baz Ball's dead, but we turn from one ball to another. It's the tennis, Australian Open. It's live at the moment. And our very own 87 Wimbledon champ, he was a Davis Cup starter. What did we win? 83 and 86, I reckon Paddy was in. Yeah. Pat Cash joins us now live from Melbourne Park. Paddy, welcome and Happy New Year.
Oh, thank you very much, guys. Yeah, all the best to you too.
Nah, good man. Now you're there. Can we start with Alex de Minaur today? His round 1 win in straight sets was pretty solid.
Yeah, he was the one unusual circumstance where one of the players pulled out, which is Matteo Berrettini. Of course, he's a Wimbledon finalist from a few years ago. He's had a lot of injuries over the last few years, and he's been on and off the court. He sort of pulled out at the last minute, and a lucky loser from qualifying come in. Kenzie McDonald, very solid player, plays very much like Alex, but not quite as good. And it was one-way traffic. I didn't get to see a lot of it, just bits and pieces. But knowing both the plays pretty well, I sort of figured that what was going to happened. But so it's an actual face of good. I think Alex probably would have beaten Berrettini anyway with his form and the fact that Berrettini's, as I said, been on and off a little bit over the last few years. But it could have been a battle. And he's got through this one in straight sets pretty easy, and that's kind of what you want. He's got a pretty tough draw coming over the next few. In theory, it's all theory, of course, because somebody could drop out, and we just saw that happen there exactly. When his opponent just pulled out. So, But, to get through the first round nice and comfortably is ideal.
Yeah. We know he's tenacious. He's all things you want in a tennis player. He's so single-minded and got a great brain, Pat. Has he got the game, but has he got the strokes to beat a Sinner and an Alcaraz?
Well, who does?
Well, there you go. So he's not in that class, is he?
Yeah, well, no, of course, not at the moment. But, it's, when you got these two players, I mean, there's a two-horse race. If one horse doesn't perform very well on one day, if one of these guys, Sinner or Alcaraz, let's say doesn't play well, loses, gets sick, trips, twists the ankle, whatever, then you only have to beat one of them for a title. You don't have to beat both of them. You have to beat one in the semi-final and one in the final, which is nearly bloody impossible. Let's face it. Even Novak Djokovic can't do that, and he's not young anymore. So, it's a big ask for any of the other players to do that. But you don't always have to. So, I mean, the tournament is a tournament. Just as I said, things just happen, and people lose. Some things happen. People get sick. Whatever. Somebody gets stuck in a long 5-set. We saw that at Wimbledon, actually. First round, Alcaraz came off the back of a French Open win. Came to Wimbledon and played the retiring Fabio Fognini, one of my favourite players, Italian player, he was, almost 35, I think, or 36. And his last match, he played an absolute, he played up a storm, Fabio, and pushed Alcaraz all the way in a stinking hot day. Pushed him all the way to the 5-set, 6-2 or something like that in the 5th set, 6-3, and just took a sting out of Alcaraz for the rest of the tournament. Didn't perform nearly as well as he could have. So these things happen. That's just an example. So for Alex, doesn't have the big power like those guys do. We know that he's got he's certainly got the speed. He's got the tenaciousness, but doesn't quite have the power. But you've and he struggled to beat these guys, and that naturally. But you don't have to beat them all the time. You just have to beat them once to win a title. So that's right. That's what we'd be hoping for. Just a really good couple of weeks to get himself through to a semi-final, or even a final, or even a win of a slam.
In the men's pattern, you've sort of touched on it. My fear is we had 20 years of Rafa, Rog, Novak, and maybe Andy Murray to a lesser degree, but they sort of dominated the Grand Slams for 20 years. Now, like you just mentioned, I found out Zverev was number 3. He's never won a major, never probably really. He's been in a couple of finals, but never looked like it. There's a big gap between 1 and 2, isn't there? And I'm worried that that's the next decade that we're going to watch.
Between 1 and 3, yeah. You're right. And, I've said this, that it's not necessarily a healthy thing for the tennis tour that we have just 2 people. Because if you don't get those 2 people in the final or in your tournament, then it's sort of like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
It's good to have a handful of players who are performing well and doing well and challenging each other, as you said. But, I mean, the last year was phenomenal. And have these 2 quality players come off the back of that is really good. Is really quite amazing. And I think we're very thankful for that because they're playing some of the best tennis that we've ever seen in the history of the game and against each other. But there they are a long way ahead at this stage. And they probably will be for the next 2 or 3 years. Something may happen. We never know. But there's a few good young players coming through. I think a couple of the players, maybe one, Jack Draper, I think from Britain. He had the firepower to beat these guys. He's really struggling with injuries, so he's not even out here. So I think there's a handful of young players, Mensik, Fonseca, and then next beyond that, there's another handful of players. So, but they're still young. They're 20, 19, 20 type of player age, and it's going to be 2 or 3 or 4 years. So I would imagine that these 2 players would go another handful of Grand Slams at least before the others start coming up. There's Fritz, there's Dimonau, there's Zverev, there's Bublik is a real danger. If he's one of the players that can pull off an upset. I don't think he can, beat one of these top guys and then back it up by beating another one the next round over 5 sets, but he could certainly beat somebody. He's that talented. So there is some possibilities, but by and large, these guys are going to dominate for the next few years. Yeah, for sure.
Speaking about the Australian Open with Pat Cash, of course, Australian champion, Wimbledon champion in 1987. Pat, a lot of injuries you just mentioned there. I'm wondering about the routine of a lot of players, and is there enough of a training base in some of them to get them through it? What is, a pretty grueling year of playing tennis. What have you heard around the traps? And I'm interested in your comments recently about Alcaraz splitting with his coach, and whether perhaps some of this seeping in where they perhaps getting advice that they can sort of run their own ships rather than have really good coaches behind them.
Yeah, I think that's a bit of a trend. We want nice, confident young people who believe in themselves. But sometimes you can be a little bit too full of yourself and not really know what a good thing's when it's looking you in the face.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know the ins and outs at all, so I can't. But just in general, you would imagine that if you win 2 Grand Slams and have your best year of your life and get back to world number 1, you're doing something right with your coach, wouldn't you? And your team. And to fire them and move on, something's happened. And I know Carlos was as shocked as anybody.
Yeah.
Then there's a lot of people in players' ears all the time. It's just a really weird type of industry. I got to be honest, and it's not something I particularly enjoy. I like coaching good people, and I tend to do that. And I have a policy that if I don't like the person, I'm not going to coach them at all. And the tour is very tough out there, so you need to be hanging out with a good person. But there's a lot of experience that the tour goes for, as we know. It goes for 11 months.
Yeah.
So it's like a footy season of 11 months.
It's huge.
You're going to have injuries. Like you don't get hit like Aussie rules players or whatever. But you get my point. So some players are coming back from injury. Some players are, have had a big year and are tired before they even start. I mean, it's all sorts of scenarios. Every player you talk to, they've got a story behind them, and it's the idea is to really peak at the Grand Slams, but that's 4 times a year, and then there's some other big tournaments as well, of course. But that's and how do you do that? So you got to be fresh, but you got to be practiced. You got to train really hard in the pre-season, but not overtrain. You got to go one week, here and traveling. You don't have the support around. You don't have your teammates. You don't have your coach. You don't have a bus. You don't have everybody around there getting your food. You got you and a couple of people traveling the world against the best athletes in the world. Different hotels, different food, different shoes, different courts. Every few weeks. It's not tough. If everybody could do it, then if it was easy, everybody would do it. It's the toughest sport in the world. Some players are just able to have got something extra and are able to excel physically, but it's very easy to get injured. And, there's a lot of more sports science coming into it now and stuff that I'm learning. I got injured a lot, partially body type and partially probably went too hard. There was the sort of the old school, get out there and just keep going type of stuff, run through a brick wall. It doesn't work anymore. You can't run through a brick wall. Brick walls kind of hurt. So, so there's a lot of sports science in it now, but and it's a little bit, you have to be really adjustable to be on a tennis circuit. Just that, because you don't know if you win the tournament, you play 6 matches or 5 matches, or you won 1 and lost, and you go home. Or go to the next week, as it turns out. So but there's bound to be injuries. There always has been injuries, and there always has been complaints about the tour being too long and dangerous for the players and blah blah blah. It started when I first came on the circuit when I was 17. 45 years ago, and I see the same stuff now. 45 years later, nothing's changed, and I think the welfare of the players is, largely ignored by the finance, by the money that's involved in it.
That's it. Yeah. That's it. We were talking before about tennis weapons and have they got a game with Demonor to take on the Alcaraz and the Sinner. Well, we've got one. His name's Nick Kyrgios, but he's cooked.
Well, Nick's certainly got a great game. He's certainly got incredible power and control and everything else. And he's talented. And many people say, well, he's more talented than the other players. Talent comes in all sorts of different ways, and I don't think we judge. We don't think we measure talent. We measure talent on the sort of the shots and the flair and various things that we can see on the outside, but there's a lot of talent needed inside the tennis player, and you can see that with Nadal and Djokovic and these guys. It's inside. It's inside there. That's where the real talent is for a tennis player, and de Minaur's got the talent. He's got that toughness and that competitiveness, and that is a talent, and it's something that you work on and you get better. You work to be tough. It's just not. It's something that Nick's. Is it the way? Is his personality? Just the way he is. He's never was going to be the toughest player out there, but he's certainly got a lot of flair and power. And it's nice to see him back playing, but I don't think he's realistically. He's had a bad run of injuries, and it's a long time out of the game. I think he wants to enjoy himself and get out there and have a bit of fun, play a bit of doubles, and maybe hope that these injuries come good.
Yeah, well said. Hey, Pat, thanks for your time. We'll keep in touch.
All right, guys. Have a great one.
Great work. Pat Cash,
cheers, Pat.
Former Australian tennis player. He was more than that. He was great. He had both. He had the talent and the inside, didn't he?
It's
Poor
funny
Nick
how
Kyrgios has got none.
Oh, the comment he made about himself when he said, I had a lot of injuries, he said, one body shape. He was built like an Australian rules football.
Yeah. He loved Hawthorn, didn't he?
He loved Hawthorn. Yeah. But he was built like a football.
Yeah, he was a Collingwood six-footer with a big bum, big thighs, big legs.
Powerful.
He
would have been a good midfielder.
Tennis players now are 6'4" little skinny whippets.
Yeah.
Have you seen their legs? You think, God, you'll snap in half.
A bit like golf, though, with the power. It's about the timing and how you use the racket and what's not. So,
Well, speaking of one of the whippets, Alex de Minaur was a big winner today, as you mentioned at the top of the interview there, Rowey. He won in straight sets and he spoke to Channel 9.
Yeah, look, it's always a nervy starting an Australian Open playing at home, so I'm extremely happy with that performance, happy to be through to the next round, and thank you guys, as always. Let's hope I can play many, many, many more matches here.
Well, let's see how deep he can go. 23 minutes after 5. Your call's next. Let's check your traffic.
Afternoon at Durnan, Quarter Burst, Water Main, Lower North East Road near Reed Road. Theberton Breakdown, Port Road near George Street. And day 2 of the Tour Down Under. Riding with road closures around Athelston at the moment. Cameras, Doothie Street, Malvern and Harvey Avenue at Nedley. Green Cross Vets is where tiny paws find forever care. Free vaccinations of puppies and kittens, consult included until 6th of March. T's and C's apply. Visit greencrossvets.com.au. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
The 5AA Sports Show. Rowey and Timmy G. 5AA is celebrating local businesses across Adelaide, like Holistic Care SA, operating Cafe Hoppability in Fullerton, providing meaningful jobs for people living with disability. 5AA, supporting local, celebrating SA.
City Discount Tires.
Get saving now with City Discount Tyres. We're offering great deals on the world's top brands in tyres, wheels, suspension and parts. Suitable for four-wheel drives, SUVs and passenger cars, including Falcon, Michelin, Pirelli, Kumho, Hankook and many more. Finance options available. Search citydiscounttires.com.au and locate your nearest dealer today. City Discount Tyres. We're driven by value.
City Discount Tires.
I'm high! The Excelsior Hotel has always felt like home. And for seniors, it's always been great value with 20% discount on selected bistro meals. Yep, 20% off. Feeding the whole family? Bring them all Saturday or Sunday for live acoustic music from 5 p.m. And kids eat free. Some conditions apply. The Excelsior Hotel feels like home, but better. You just know it's a Barreau Hotel.
Well, here there is no tiles and grout. They're a mould magnet. You can scrub them, seal them. It still comes back. Your wife's out there with a toothbrush with all that.
Toothbrush.
Yeah.
Look, it's a never-ending bathroom battle, but not if you go for Mr. Wet Wall instead of tiles.
This is a product. We've been out there. Mr. Wet Wall, 100% waterproof, stunning smooth surface, no grout for mould to grow in. Plus, it's installed in half the time of traditional tiles, so that saves you dollars, which means it costs you less, it keeps it down. You can even put Mr. Wet Wall over existing tiles.
Quite amazing
Genius,
product.
this.
It is
Genius.
incredible. Mr. Wet Wall is really easy to keep clean as well. Now, you know that's going to go down well in the house. Heaven knows, I spend a lot of time cleaning the bathroom. So this sounds fantastic.
No, you haven't.
That was a lie, wasn't it?
Mr. Wet Wall, look, it's a smart move, and with over 30 designs and styles to choose from, they're all classy. Your bathroom will look $1,000,000.
So why wouldn't you? Mr. Wet Wall. Well, check out mrwetwall.com or visit their showroom at Unit 4, 66 Humphreys Terrace, Kilkenny.
Since 1935, Resthaven has supported older South Australians. For more than 35 years, that support has also extended into people's homes, where comfort, dignity and independence matter most. Our caring staff and volunteers have enriched the lives of thousands of older South Australians and their carers. Thank you for putting your trust in Resthaven. If you or someone you love needs welcome support at home, we're here to help. Visit resthaven.asn.au, celebrating 90 years.
I'm with Vincent Scully from Saviour Financial Services. Vince, what is a reverse mortgage?
Unlike a normal mortgage, you never have to make any repayments. You might be retired and still have a small mortgage. That gets paid off. A huge relief. Or you've already paid off your home, but suddenly you need cash for emergency medical needs. Might want to buy a new car, update your kitchen, or take that trip of a lifetime you've always wanted. Or simply, the cost of living crisis is impacting your lifestyle. Also, some of them used it to help their children or grandchildren get into the property market. It's been a game changer for my clients. Whatever the reason, we have the solutions.
So call Vince on 1300 99 886 Saviour Financial.
Call me 1300 99 886.
Rowey and Timmy G, the 5AA Sports Show.
We'll probably get an email during the week telling us they might have got it wrong. It doesn't change anything. They're not held accountable in my eyes. I'm held accountable every day. My players are held accountable every day. They're not. They're not volunteers. They get paid. And when you get paid, things are expected of you. In the end, I'm just so pissed off for my fans that have turned up in hundreds and made this atmosphere incredible like it always is, and probably gut-wrenching, and it's hurting, and it's hurting us. And in the end, I hate the fact that I'm talking about a referee's decision. It's not my character. I don't like it. I want to talk about the game.
You think the Melbourne Victory boss Arthur Dials was upset after the 2-1 loss on the weekend?
What an absolute la-la head.
He's very upset
That's the
about
biggest
it.
la-la for the year. He wins la-la of the week.
I did ask a question because I was saying about offside. And
He would have lost anyway. We hit the post. We lost the VAR. Get over it, you loser.
But Paul came through and said, Timmy, you need to be interfering with the play, read the offside rule. So maybe they were arguing that the guy that was in the vision of Josh Schmitz wasn't interfering with play. Maybe that's the argument. But Paul, I'd love you to ring up and give me a bit more clarification. That'd be great.
Oh, but come on, guys, move on.
Yeah. Well, next after the 5:30 headlines, we have Adelaide United coach Anton Andrioli is going to try and help us tell us what really happened from our perspective anyway, because that's all that matters.
We had a good win.
Rowey and Timmy G, the 5AA Sports Show.
Back on deck for 2026.
Will Goodings.
Our listeners, by the length of the straight, are backing the uninviting of Randa Abdul Fattah.
David Penberthy.
Well, I'm not advocating anyone gets cancelled, but my lord.
Yeah.
5AA Breakfast.
This is the most fringe of fringe perspective.
No, the woman is an accomplished and card-carrying hypocrite.
Adelaide's leading breakfast show.
This Jew isn't allowed to speak.
Weekdays from 6 a.m.
But I have to.
On 5AA. Always Adelaide.
At Harvey Norman, buy now with no deposit, 50 months interest free on a participating Latitude credit card and get a bonus gift card up to $1,000. Furniture, bedding, TVs, fridges, computers and more. Shop with no deposit, 50 months interest free from Latitude Financial Services and get a bonus $100 gift card for every $1,000 you spend. Monthly credit card fee currently $10.95 applies. New customers must be approved. Minimum finance $750. Equal monthly payment plan, T's and C's, charges and exclusions. Don't miss no deposit, 50 months interest free from Latitude. At Harvey Norman now.
This is 5AA News. Always Adelaide.
Good evening, Tamira Francis with the 5:30 news headlines. A dangerous driver has been arrested in the northern suburbs. Fireys continue to work tirelessly to contain bushfires near Mount Compass on the Fleurieu Peninsula. Negotiations are continuing over hate speech laws as parliamentarians honour the 15 victims of the Bondi Beach terror attack. And in sport, Jordan Thompson is the latest Aussie through to the second round of the Australian Open. Now checking 5AA traffic.
At Durnan, quarter burst water main, lower North East Road near Reed Road. Day 2 of the tour down under with the women riding up through Athelston and Maryvale Road. Look out for detours through there. Busy at the moment, South Road, Ebersell, a little slow. Tapley's Hill Road, Glenorg North with the camera, Harvey Avenue at Netley. Every minute of every day, a child is admitted to hospital. Help make it a happier place with a $30 donation to the Starlight Foundation every month. Donate today at starlight.org.au. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
The 5AA forecast, mostly clear and down to 16 overnight, cloud clearing and a top of 31 tomorrow. Right now it's 26 degrees. We'll have more news for you at 6 on 5AA. Always Adelaide.
Here at 5AA, we're all about supporting local. Howard Vineyards Rosé and Dumpling Festival this Saturday and Sunday. Gather your friends and family for 2 epic days of rosé sipping, dumpling devouring fun.
Take advantage of Kia's summer offers. Check out Kia's popular small SUV, the Kia Seltos. Starting from $33,640 drive away. Style that turns heads. Tech that keeps you connected. All in one small SUV package. Your perfect summer drive is here with the popular Kia Seltos. Find out more at kia.com.au or visit your local Kia dealership today.
Kia. Movement that inspires.
The most frustrating thing about having your car repaired after a collision can be the wait. Sometimes months. At FIVEAA Panel Services, the wait is one thing you won't have to worry about. We've expanded our workshop and our highly skilled team. It means we're better equipped to deliver an outstanding outcome for you and your car. RAA and MTA approved, FIVEAA Panel Services work with most insurance companies. So ask for FIVEAA Panel Services and get back on the road sooner.
The Floor is Yours sale is now on at Choices Flooring. Explore endless ways to design a space that's truly unique to you, with huge savings on flooring and window furnishings. View the catalogue at choicesflooring.com or visit your local showroom.
Happy birthday to you. 1, 2, 3.
There's a good reason so many people celebrate their birthday at the Dutch Pantry Cafe. A whole menu of authentic Dutch food for brekkie, brunch or lunch. Think of classics like croquettes, mini Dutch pancakes and Dutch pea soup, along with chip cones and Biscoff milkshakes. However old you're turning, celebrate at the Dutch Pantry Cafe. OG Road, Clemzig, open 7 days. Look for the Big Windmill.
The 5AA Sports Show with Rowey and Timmy G.
Drives it in at pace. The header! It's in! Unbelievable header! Adelaide celebrate, and it's Ryan Kitto. 97th minute, just seconds remaining.
26-6. It was a thrilling night
Wasn't
at
it?
Coopers Stadium on Saturday, and boy, wasn't it a big night for a win.
Oh, it was a 2-1 victory over Melbourne Victory, and the original rivalry, they call it, and I'll tell you what, it lived up to it, and it had lots of controversy in
crowd.
it, but we're on the good side of it. We got the coach of Adelaide United, Ed and Andrioli. Welcome.
Tim and Roy, how are you?
Well, look, we're feeling pretty good about the whole thing, but I've got to say there's a lot of confusion. Now, Melbourne Victory, well, they are going to town about that VAR decision, and I know we had one against us as well, which I thought was pretty close to, not
Tiggy Touchwood.
Yeah,
Yeah.
bit tiggy Touchwood. But how did you see it? And can you explain to us, because Rowey and I are getting a bit of feedback on the text line here that's probably not that complimentary.
No.
But we don't quite understand what their argument is, because I see the guy as offside as the ball's being kicked and
obstructing the goalie.
The goalie. So how was it decided, Eden, and what are the intricacies around it?
Yes, boy. First of all, I'd like to say what a roller coaster of emotions that game was that night. That's
incredible.
something that when we talk about our game of football, is something that you wonder why so many people are so passionate about the game, and so is such a huge thing, and was from all perspectives, you know what I mean? The disallowed goal, and then the goal that they scored in the end, and the emotions on the bench. It really, you know, messes you up with your head and all of that. Look, regarding that situation, my point on that is that unless we're prepared to change some of the laws of the game that bring a lot of confusion and it brings it up for interpretation in many occasions, we're not going to go anywhere. I tend to go to a football match with this mindset. Look, I hope decisions are going to be right today, but they can go against me or they can go for us. And that's the roller coaster of the game. That law as well is by the letter of the law, that's an offside, but obviously the guy is not, in that case, you can't say he's interfering, though he's on the way of the goalkeeper, and that's when the interpretation comes into it. Technology has not helped a lot when it comes to that. There's some black and white things, but other things, they are open for interpretation, and people upstairs still what they call clear and obvious errors. Sometimes it takes 5 or 6 minutes to make a decision. That, come on, just let's have some common sense. If it's clear and obvious, it should take only 15 seconds to make a decision, but we're still dealing with that. I think VAR has brought some positive things to the game, but also a lot of controversial decisions into the game. But at the end of the day, for me, that's part of the game of football. You could say the decision was harsh, but as I said to you before, we still had to go after that, regroup, and score the winning goal. That's what we did, and that's the first image or the last image in my head, and that's what I'm happy about.
That was sensational too.
Wasn't it ever?
I've got to say one thing I'm pretty excited about, Ayrton, is I reckon that might have been Craig Goodwin's best game for us since he's come back, and that's a really good sign for this second half, isn't it?
Yes, not just him. I think we constantly talk about that we have a club and a team that's the foundation of the club is young players, and you need those older boys, not older, but the experienced boys that have been in games like this before to be able to help the young ones in difficult moments of the game. And that's what we need, not just playing football, not just with the leadership as far as the talking and communicating the message and in those moments in the game, but also having that calmness and coolness on the ball in order that we can play them a pass. They're not going to lose the ball. They're going to retain possession and help the team along. And then from that regard, yes, I agree. Not just Goody, Ryan Kittle, Bart, they came back into the squad. They were excellent for us, and that's what we really need from those players.
What improvements are you still striving for or looking for the rest of the season? What areas of your game you're hoping to get better, Ayrton?
The word is consistency. We spoke about that this morning. The league has been very inconsistent this year. The results have been incredible. If you look across the board, you're watching before the game, if you have to make a bet on that game, you say, 100% go for this team, and then the result goes the other way, and then it happens again and again. I think Auckland's probably being one of the closest teams to have consistency. They have a very solid team with experienced players, but apart from that, everybody else has been very inconsistent, and we spoke about that this morning again, that we want to move away from that. We need to find consistency and not sort of have that sort of a up and down, in games, in matches, that we need to find a way. And perhaps, and I'm hoping that this result will help us along that way. As you mentioned before, those older experienced now players are standing up, being counted, and making sure that we guide the young ones. So hopefully we can stay above that now and find some consistency, put our foot down, and then get the results that we need to go to the point that we want to be.
Yeah, you've won 3 of your last 5. That's got to be pleasing. But looking at our season so far, it's either win or loss, isn't it? Though just the one draw.
Well, that Central Coast game was 4-0,
and a goal average of 0 because we're 20 and 20. But we are that's the point you're making about the consistency. We are feast or famine.
Yeah, exactly right. That's what we need to find a way that we in the games that we possibly don't play our best football, we're still able to either get a result or not throw the game away, getting a point. As you mentioned, you only got a draw a week ago against Wellington that we had the lead for 2-0. Second half, we sort of struggled a bit. We didn't come back into the game the way we should. So we need to find that way in which we can steady the ship, as we said this morning, to the players and making sure that we can play our game, but even when things are not going well, yes, we don't throw the game away or you know what I mean, we still get a point from it. So that's something that we talked about this morning. That's something that we are now going to focus on, and hopefully we can improve in that area as well.
I think it's such an open A-League season. 3 points off second, although you're seventh on the ladder. Some teams have got a game up on them. I think when you're a coach, Ed, and I wonder if you are like this, you think my best is good enough. If we can get it right and get consistency in the areas we're working on, we can win the championship. Do you feel your best is good enough to beat any team in this comp this season?
100%. If we have all the players, you know, as we mentioned before, getting this sort of standing up more from those or experienced players in the squad, and then the young ones with all the energy, I think we got a good sort of a system going that everyone understands. So, and we've proven that we can beat the best players in the league. We already did that, or at least being competitive. So the league is quite open, as you mentioned.
Yeah.
You know, if you get 2 wins in a trot, all of a sudden the way the table is, you up there. But also, if you lose 1 or 2, then you're on the bottom side of things. So, my point is that we want to find that consistency and making sure that we feel confidence from that, and then we really, I mean, to me, it doesn't matter who we are as you know, if we are young, inexperienced, and now we have a football team in this competition. We want to play to win every single match and go as far as we can go. So this is our mentality. Obviously, we need to make sure that we are able to execute that.
Well done. Be good to get a few of the boys back, the young ones from Ollie Roo's duties.
Yeah, those boys, they're arriving back tonight, so we have a bit of an assessment on them physically and all of that when they get back to training tomorrow morning, and then see who's available. But yeah, we got those boys back. We got, as you know, Bart back on the weekend. Bart Brent just played his first game after a few games being out. We got the new boy up front. So we got players available now. It's a good moment. We came from a positive result this weekend, and we just want to continue to move forward.
Got Brisbane Roar Saturday afternoon, followed by a home game against Macarthur. Both of those clubs are just in front of us, so we can not only get a game on them, but get some points on them. It's a pretty big couple of weeks for you.
Ooh.
Yes, no, the games are coming thick and fast, and we just, as we said, we wanna now take more belief and more confidence from this result, and it's going to be obviously a tough game to play in Brisbane. The conditions always play a big part up there because of humidity and all these elements. But no, for us is we need to be ready for those battles, for those fights, and the boys are confident. Even at times that we sort of a little bit disappointed with the result. That game against Central Coast was something that really was
Stinger.
Those moments can actually make you stronger, because it was a game that we spoke the whole week about that, saying, look, don't look at the ladder position. It's a tougher position to play. You know, those teams sometimes got nothing to lose, and we try to prepare the players psychologically for the game. And then what happened within, 18 minutes, we were 3-0 down and made mistakes. Obviously, we had some young players playing as well, but that was something that, sometimes can be a little bit difficult to manage from a psychological point of view. But now we regrouped, we put that behind us. We went to Wellington. Yes, we could have done better, but also a point is a good result. And on top of this game here, which is the biggest game in the calendar, our biggest rivalry, in front of our supporters. I mean, man, what a night that was at Cooper's. Incredible.
Amazing crowd too.
14,500.
Fantastic turnout, without a doubt, and deservedly so.
Yeah.
But we're halfway through, basically, the A-League season. How are you enjoying your first season?
Oh, I'm loving it, man. And I think I mentioned that after the game on Saturday. For me, I really, really, sometimes people don't understand. Yeah, you have a job to do in hand, but I feel so blessed to have this opportunity to coach this club. I said this before. We have the best supporters in the country. For me, Adelaide United, by far the best club in the country. We play at Cooper's. I mean, it's such a buzz, and I count every opportunity to be like, even before the game on Saturday night, I'm sitting there watching and I'm pinching myself. You're really here, man. So, you know, I'm enjoying from that point of view, and I take this with a lot of gratitude for the people that gave me the opportunity. I want to reward our supporters in the club for the trust they put on me.
Oh, excellent, mate. Well, we're very, what would you say, optimistic about our second half. We know what we've got to build on. We know the consistency will come, and thank you very much for your time once again.
Always a pleasure to talk to you guys. Thank you.
There we go. Ayrton Andrioli, the coach of Adelaide United, the manager, I think they call him in the world game, don't they? So building nicely. The position's there. But that consistency, 6 wins, 1 draw, 6 losses, and the goal average of 24 and 20 against. Yeah. It's like,
So consistency can only come from a couple of things. It can come from leadership, and they obviously need that because they've got a young group. And it comes from experience, and experience of the team getting longer in the year, getting used to his system and how he wants to go. And I think the longer we go, the better they'll be for consistency on those 2 fronts.
Also, as I mentioned, I was saying, and we all know Craig Goodwin's a great player, but it was his best game as far as everything he does was there. And you go, now because he probably won't admit it, but he's recovering from foot surgery as well pre-season. So he's now getting all of those things right. He's looking the good
and he's
part
got,
of the pun.
Yeah, no, he is. That is a very big pun there. We're talking about Goody, Craig. And we've got a World Cup, and he wants to be on that plane, he wants to play. So they're fighting for their spot.
Spot on.
No question about it. We've got time for your calls after this break, so get involved with us. 8223 0000. Tell us before 6 o'clock for a $50 Powers voucher, which you can win your club's New Year's resolution. So sum up in a few words, what's your wish for 2026 for your football club?
My New Year's resolution, I know Dan Curtin's out, but he will be back. It's not forever. Sid Draper will get it right, get his groins right, and there's a couple of other little injuries. Park all of that. My New Year's resolution for the Crows is to build a top 4 midfield.
A top 4 midfield, like it. That's nice. Quentin with a Q. He said no injuries at the coast because he's a Gold Coast man.
So far.
I think,
But that's a wish. But that's a wish, isn't
it's almost
that's
a wish.
That's not a resolution.
I think for Port Adelaide, I would like to see a consistent game plan from day one.
Okay.
You know, I said last year at Mount Barker, I said, no.
You booked a holiday to Italy at the end of that game. I saw it.
Yeah.
I saw it with my own eyes. Yeah. You said we're in for a long year.
Booking.com. But, I reckon, and that's why I'm looking forward to, you can go and watch training. That's one thing. But to go and watch
against true opposition,
you
know what they've worked on.
You know what they're trying to work on, and you want to see that. I want to see that consistency and game plan straight from the beginning.
Yeah, I like
because there's a forward line there that I think's got potential. That's how we get in there.
What's your team's New Year's resolution like it?
For a $50 Powers voucher, 8223 0000. Give us a call. Let's check your traffic.
At Durnan, Quarter Burst, Water Main, Lower North East Road near Reed Road. Day 2 of the Tour Down Under with the women has wrapped up. Still got some road closed around Athelston and Maryvale Road at the moment, and we are a little bit slow South Road at Karata Park. Camera Whites Road, Paralawi too. Open doors to new possibilities with exceptional offers on select Mercedes-Benz models. Visit your local Mercedes-Benz retailer today. Terms and conditions apply. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
Rowey and Timmy G, the 5AA Sports Show. Live Golf Adelaide returns to the Grange Golf Course this summer, Feb 12 to 15. See world-class golfers including Bryson DeChambeau, John Ram, Dustin Johnson and Australia's own Cam Smith go head-to-head in 4 days of high-stakes golf, shotgun starts, fan village fun and live music. Get your tickets now from livegolf.com or keep it on 5AA to win your way there. Proudly supported by 5AA, always Adelaide.
So you live on the gazillionth floor of an apartment building, and you were told no flies up here, mate. Guess what? They're wrong. Flies, mozzies, and even birds. How do you keep them out? How do you keep your pets in? Phantom Screens, that's how. Phantom Screens have retractable screen solutions for almost any situation. Single doors, sliding doors, stackers, you name it. Keep the creepy crawlies out and let the fresh air in. PhantomScreens.com.au. Phantom Screens. Now you see it. Now you don't.
It's hard to trust someone with your property when they've never even set foot in it. Keep your property clean, safe and running smoothly with a local. Servicing SA Cleaning and Facility Solutions are a homegrown South Aussie business across a full range of facility services, from cleaning to maintenance, from pest control to security. Servicing SA has your commercial, retail or community facility covered. Affordable, reliable and 100% local. That's Servicing SA. Find out more at servicingsa.com.au.
Hi, it's Jane Riley here. You've probably heard me talking about Fusion clinical trials. Clinical research is vital for paving the way in the development of new medications and future health management. This is Fusion's commitment in Adelaide with its team of doctors, health professionals and the community, working together to improve the well-being of all Australians and those beyond our shores. Rest assured, we'll be hearing more about Fusion clinical research in the months ahead. Trusted research, proven results, Fusion.
Oh, sick of the 5:30 pop club? No, not that one. The one where you can't wait to get home to pop your bra off. Ah, that's better. If you are sick of the pain, the poor fit and adjusting your bra all day, you have to visit the Lingerie Company. We specialise in the right support and all-day comfort. So maybe you could head out to the other 5:30 pop club. Perfect comfort, perfect fit. The Lingerie Company, Mitcham Square Shopping Centre.
When you're gone, who gets the things you've worked hard all your life for? Like the family farm, the holiday home, or your cherished trailer sailor. If you don't plan now, it could be messy when you're gone. Donlan Lawyers specialise in wills and estate planning. From the simplest to the most complex, Donlan Lawyers will give effect to your wishes. For wills and estate planning, visit donlanlawyers.com. Hindmarsh Square, Adelaide and Ocean Street, Victor Harbour.
Still thinking about a sea change? Think Oakford Homes and Counter Bay. New stage released and selling fast. A variety of block sizes available in a friendly community with brand new low maintenance homes plus the beach close by. Affordable packages, no surprises. Move in now or invest for the future. Fixed price turnkey packages, flat land ready to build. Don't miss out. New stage now released. Visit our display village at Encounter Bay. Oakford Homes, a statement of quality. oakfordhomes.com.au.
Rowey and Timmy G, the 5AA Sports Show.
Welcome back at 8 minutes to 6. We're going to cross to the ICC Under-19 Cricket World Cup with Australian captain Oliver Peake very shortly. They're over in Namibia and Zimbabwe at the moment, and they've got themselves a win over Ireland just the other night. So that's coming up after 6 o'clock. Right now, though, for a $50 Pals voucher, what's your club's, your footy club that is, New Year's resolution for 2026?
Well, we had young Jackson Mead on talking about the midfield forward transition. Also, we're talking about competitiveness as the two things that Josh has been working on. Well, Maria picked up on this. My New Year's resolution for Port, please don't bomb it in like Putin.
Yeah, I think that's probably... We'll take
I don't think we can have that.
No.
Why?
Don't bomb it into the forward line.
Just
Port
don't
Adelaide.
bomb it in the forward line. Don't use that other reference.
Really?
Yeah.
Did that get done? Well, okay,
First of the year, right?
But it's true, isn't it? Hello there, Luke at Craigmore.
Excuse me, let me compose myself.
Oh, I thought it was good.
It was written in the text, Luke, but you don't necessarily have to read out everything
Now,
that's
don't
written.
repeat it, Luke. We've got no time. Get into yours.
I won't do that. Look, I don't care how many wins the lost Port get this year. Mate, my New Year's resolution, just don't lose to the Crows. Just beat
That's
them
a good
twice.
one.
That's all I care about.
That is a good one. Finish above them and win both showdowns.
Weren't able to
That's
do
close
that
to mine either.
last year.
No, you couldn't.
Weren't able to do either of those things.
Miles off it.
So let's see what happens this
You
year.
had a succession plan, mate.
Blakeview. G'day, Bruno. We're not going back there.
Hello, Bruno.
Hello, good morning, good evening, boys.
Yeah.
Look, I watched the game. I was there at the game on Saturday night with Adelaide United. I'm an Adelaide United and Crows man, but Adelaide United, they were giving me heart attacks and palpitations left, right, and centre because of the way they were coming out from the goalkeeper. So they were passing it in between one Adelaide United player with five Melbourne Victory players around him. And one mistake and it was a goal given away. So now we've got some height in attack. I would have loved them to play a lot more long balls and not give me any palpitations.
Yeah, Bruno, I think the game does do that to you. There's no doubt about that. And when you
no
score
other game does it like the World Game.
when you score at, the 97-minute mark, I think that's always going to give you palpitations. But the right ones, I must admit, on the victory.
And that stadium, if it had a roof, it would have lifted.
Would have absolutely lifted.
The highs are high and the lows are low.
It's a reasonable point, and getting somebody who's of reasonable height, you can apply a lot more longer balls and higher balls.
We've been saying that all year.
But we didn't have the height, so now the new guy up there is a bit taller, so hopefully they're able to play to that. So
food in the box.
Well, we know a guy can keep feeding it in there without a doubt. It's Craig Goodwin's for sure. But now we've had a few texts on the boxing. Of course, Nikita Zoo had a fight, and the guy who was fighting
is a wimp.
Michael Zarafa. Well, he's
a la-la head.
He's a quitter. He had some issues, went to the doctor. Now, by all accounts, he said to the doctor he couldn't see. The doctor says, well, if you can't see,
I've got to rule you out.
We got to stop.
No, they got audio of it.
We've got to stop
and then
the
he
fight.
denied it.
We've got to stop the fight, and it's got to be a no contest.
Well, that's it. And then so it got caught on television, and then the interview afterwards with the MC, I suppose, of the night, he goes up to him and says, so what happened? He said, the doctor called it off. He didn't give me a chance to state my case. And everyone's going, well, hang on, you just said you can't see. You just said you're blind.
We just heard it.
No, I didn't. Yeah. No, I didn't.
So, and Zoo was getting on top. It was in the third round, I reckon.
Yeah, and the thing about this is...
you weakling.
I think boxing as a whole, it's got a fair challenger in UFC, hasn't it, as far as an audience goes. You don't need incidents like this. A promoter would be absolutely livid.
He won't get another box.
And that's the sort of thing that makes it, not pain, and then that happening.
No.
And then I get a no contest. Yeah. And for the fighter himself, Nikita Zoo, he's going, well, I'm not happy with that because I would have been a fair chance of winning that.
Well, the only bloke would get him back in would be the glue sniffer. What's his name? Bernard King? No, hang on, he's a chef. Who's the big fella that... Who's the bloke with the hair?
Don King.
Yeah, the old glue sniffer.
Where did that come from? Was that because of his hair?
Don't you reckon? He's giving it a good whiff and up goes the hair.
Well, he's using it in his hair, that's for sure.
He's got a bit of something about Mary too.
Wow.
It's been some 10 minutes. It's time for the 6 o'clock news.
The 5AA Sports Show. Rowey and Timmy G.
What was that? I know you're out here somewhere. Where are you?
Searching for a better night's sleep? For over 30 years, Town & Country Mattresses and Beds have helped South Aussies sleep better with custom-made mattresses and electric beds. As an aged care and NDIS provider, they specialise in high-low and electric beds. Find your better night's sleep at Town & Country Mattresses and Beds, 68 Research Road, Paraka.
Planning your next holiday? The local travel experts at Spark Travel are just a phone call away. Reach out today for a chat and let's start planning your holiday together. Spark Travel, where the journey begins with a conversation. sparktravel.com.au.
Now, there's something about a good local and that feeling when you walk in, you settle yourself down, you know you're in the right spot. And that's what the Piermount Group is all about. Now, get a load of these neighbourhood favourites, and you may be familiar with some that I've ventured into. The Albion Hotel,
Great
the Australasian, the Belair, the Flagstaff, the Mansfield Park, the Manning, love the Manning, the Sterling, the Marrittville, and the Seaton, which I said I was there last Thursday. It wasn't a cashy, by the way. Somebody said on there. I was just having a beer with some mates. Now, each have their own character, but they're all built around warm hospitality, good food, and that familiar sense of being looked after.
They have got the template. They have got the Aussie pub.
I'm experiencing it. I'm living it.
Family orientated and great food. And now there's a simple way to make every visit feel even better. Download the Piermont's First Draft loyalty app.
Did it.
And you'll unlock genuine perks, rewards, little surprises. And yes, your first draft is on them with a $10 bonus just for signing up.
And I cashed in on that.
That fleet of pubs, they are a ripper team. So if you love your local, explore all 8 pubs and download the First Draft app at piermont.com.au.
Agostino Mitsubishi Nailsworth and Mawson Lakes are definitely in the spirit of giving. With the Mitsubishi Outlander ES, drive away for just $39,990. Plus it comes with a 10-year warranty and 10-year cap price servicing. Agostino Mitsubishi, famous for great service, great trade-ins and great range. And if they say they're going to do something, they'll do it. Get into Agostino Mitsubishi, Nailsworth and Mawson Lakes for Mitsubishi Outlander ES. Drive away from just $39,990.
The very latest news and information. This is 5AA News. Always Adelaide.
Mostly clear and down to 16 overnight. Cloud clearing and a top of 31 tomorrow. Good evening with the 6 o'clock news. I'm Tamira Francis.
Get to Agostino Mitsubishi, Nailsworth and Mawson Lakes for the Outlander ES. Drive away from just $39,990.
Crews are working tirelessly to contain a bushfire near Mount Compass on the Fleurieu Peninsula. It's burnt through more than 650 hectares with at least 3 structures confirmed lost, including one home. Aircraft are continuing to support ground crews while around 140 aerial drops. Michael Borson from the CFS says the fire was started accidentally yesterday.
And unfortunately there was about 8 to 10 ignition sites. So it was very challenging for the crews to start with and a fast moving fire as well. So crews have done an exceptional job of actually sort of, getting on top of it for the size and the terrain that we're working in.
Backburning was carried out this afternoon to strengthen containment lines. A dangerous driver has been arrested in the northern suburbs and police are looking for a second. Allegedly at about 5:25 p.m. on January 18, a white Toyota Camry sedan was being driven in an erratic manner on Heaslip Road at Anglevale. The car may have been involved in a collision in the area. Police located the Camry in a ditch off the Northern Expressway. The driver, a 33-year-old Parafield Gardens man, was arrested and charged with driving in a dangerous manner and driving under the influence of drugs. He will be summoned to appear in court at a later date and issued a 12-month immediate loss of licence. His car has also been impounded for 28 days. Police are seeking another driver who may have been involved in the collision with the car or who at least has dashcam footage showing the dangerous manner of the driving to come forward. Negotiations are continuing over hate speech laws as parliamentarians honour the 15 victims of the Bondi Beach terrorist attack. Michael Packy has all the details.
MPs and senators are in the national capital for a special 2-day sitting of Parliament with the focus on a response to last month's Bondi massacre. Prime Minister Anthony Albanese has led the condolence motion, saying Jewish Australians deserve to live in safety.
And that responsibility starts with me.
Opposition leader Susan Lee argues the government failed to listen to concerns of the community, especially in establishing a royal commission.
I say to the families here today, you are owed an apology for how long it took.
Parliament will consider enhanced hate speech laws, giving the government greater power to clamp down on extremist groups and preachers and to refuse or revoke visas.
This comes as One Nation leader Pauline Hanson says she's delighted by the party's continued surge in popularity as voters seemingly punish Labor for their response to the Bondi Beach terrorist attack. The polling revealing voters are continuing to abandon the major parties, with the news poll showing One Nation has overtaken the coalition for the first time ever. Core support for the minor party is at 22%, with the opposition in 21%. Senator Hanson says she's thrilled by the result and will focus on delivering for her supporters.
I'm absolutely delighted with what polling we're showing at the moment, but Tom, it only tells me the hard work is only just beginning. If people are starting to put their confidence and vote into One Nation, I appreciate that, but I also must prove to them that we are worthy of that support.
Health Minister Chris Picton's brother Tim has died in a Perth hospital more than 3 weeks after an alleged attack outside a Perth pub. Premier Peter Malinauskas has said in a statement that he is deeply saddened by the passing and he'll be remembered with great warmth, respect and affection by those who had the privilege of knowing him. The 36-year-old was allegedly hit in Northbridge early on Saturday, December 27th, hitting his head on the pavement. A 20-year-old man has been charged with grievous bodily harm. Now turning to 5AA Sport. Young Crow Dan Curtin will undergo scans to his knee after injuring it during a wrestling drill at training this morning. He was stretchered off the ground in agony with what appeared to be a dislocated kneecap. Adelaide is hopeful the 20-year-old's ACL is still intact. Jordan Thompson is the latest Aussie through to the second round of the Australian Open. Jordan Tunbridge reports from Melbourne Park.
A slow start for Jordan Thompson, dropping the opening set to Argentina's Juan Manuel Cerundolo before lifting in front of a vocal home crowd. Thompson fought back to take the match in 4, joining fellow Aussie Alex de Minaur in advancing to the second round on day 2. Earlier, de Minaur cruised to victory over American lucky loser Mackenzie McDonald, dropping just 7 games in a straight sets win. At his highest ever Grand Slam seeding, the 26-year-old is determined this won't be his peak.
I want more, so the plan is to go for more, keep on improving, keep pushing, and hopefully 6 isn't my career high ranking.
Headlining the night session, Novak Djokovic and Iga Swiatek. At Melbourne Park, Jordan Tunbridge, 9 News.
A 17-man squad for the T20 International Series against Pakistan in Lahore has been named, with Mitch Marsh the skipper. 2 Aussies named in the squad, including hometown hero Travis Head. And Swiss cyclist Naomi Rouge has taken out back-to-back Tour Down Under titles after winning the third and final stage. Riders climbed the tortuous Corkscrew Road not once but twice in the 126-kilometre ride, which went from Norwood to Campbelltown. The men's prologue rolls through the city tomorrow. Now checking 5AA traffic.
At Durnan, quarter burst water main, lower North East Road near Reed Road. Day 2 of the Tour Down Under has wrapped up. Stewartson Road closes around Athelston and Maryvale Road. Keep in mind if you normally head home that way. And slow at the moment, South Road at Karratha Park. Camera, Harvey Avenue, Netley. Get ready for Clean Up Australia Day. Let's get our gloves on Sunday the 1st of March to get back to a place that we call home. Register now at cleanup.org.au. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
Now the 5AA forecast.
Get the Toyota Forklift Advantage. Visit toyotamaterialhandling.com.au.
Mostly clear and down to 16 overnight. Cloud clearing and a top of 31 tomorrow. Wednesday, 28 and sunny. Mostly sunny and 26 on Thursday. Right now, it's 26 degrees on 5AA. Now let's see what's happening on 9 News tonight.
Brenton Radless.
We begin tonight with breaking news.
With the news that matters to you.
The government insists it's a win for the state's economy.
9 News is covering the stories that matter to South Australians.
Brazen daylight firebombing attack at the Torrensville supermarket.
Adelaide is your city. 9 is your news. This summer, you can enjoy 50% cash back, up to $50 from your coastal dining or seafood purchases in the Dining Cashback program. The next draw closes the 31st of January with 60,000 dining cashbacks to be won each month. Make the most of the Dining Cashback program now. For entry and full T's and C's, visit southaustralia.com/dining cashback. Limitations apply. Licence numbers T25/2027 and T25/2026.
They say one of life's biggest decisions is buying a home, but sometimes the hardest one is leaving it. At Anglicare SA, we're here to help you stay where you belong. We offer support for everyday things like cleaning, gardening, cooking, but are also experts in care management, allied health, and clinical nursing. Because we believe there is no place like home, and with the right support, there is no reason to leave it. Find out more at Anglicare SA. You are at home.
Left the bins out a day late? Yeah, it'll smell, but there's always next week. Missed your rego renewal. It happens, but hey, get onto it. Forgot Mum's birthday? That's dangerous. But leaving your pool to go green? That's not on. Fix it now at Pool Supermarket O'Halloran Hill, the mega store with every part, pump, chemical and toy you could need. The biggest range in Adelaide, plus free water testing. poolsupermarket.com.au. Don't leave it too late.
Streaming live via the 5AA Player app on DAB Digital Radio and on 1395 AM. This is 5AA, always Adelaide. Rowey and Timmy G, the 5AA Sports Show.
Slow ball, that's what you reckon. Round the wicket, full from 1. Picks it up. The crowd.
9 after 6, one of the most thrilling finishes to Big Bash was led by a very, very young man who could be a real prodigy in cricket.
Absolutely, you just heard his name. Ollie Peake, 19 years of age. He's the captain of our under-19 Australian side who are going to a World Cup. Now, after in 2024 breaking a 14-year drought, we got a chance to go back-to-back. Ollie, welcome.
Thanks for having me, guys. Good to be on.
Hey, Ollie, that would have been a pretty surreal moment, mate. That was an incredible shot under pressure in front of a big crowd. It would have been quite amazing, mate. How did it feel?
Yeah, it felt pretty incredible. Not sure I'd be able to do it again. It felt like a bit of a fluke, but no, I was happy that it paid off.
Well played, mate. This is a big moment as an under-19s. Get to play against a lot of other countries in this tournament in Africa, which is exotic in itself. But how exciting is it to represent your country?
Yeah, no, it's super exciting. Every time you get to pull on the jersey, it's a massive honour. And, yeah, I think all the boys are not taking it for granted, and very excited to play every game.
We've got a reasonable squad by the sounds of it. Our draw looks okay. I think we beat Ireland. We've got Sri Lanka in there and Japan. But just looking through the list of names, there's only one South Aussie, and obviously we're very parochial here in Adelaide. But Hayden Schiller, tell us about him. We believe he's a handy all-rounder.
Yeah, no, Hayden Schiller, he's an absolute legend first and foremost. A country boy from South Australia. He plays with his heart on his sleeve. He can bowl quite fast, and he's a good fielder and can also make some handy runs at the back end as well. So he's a very well-rounded player, and yeah, I guess a typical South Australian.
Well done. Hey, Ollie, hang on. What does a typical South Australian mean?
Travis Head, Alex Carey, one of those.
You said that in a good way, didn't you?
One of those.
Yeah, good
yeah,
on you,
of course. Ollie. Only good things.
That's it. What sort of a captain are you?
Oh, I'd like to think I'm quite calm and sort of allow the boys to express themselves, play the way that they want, and I'll back them in 100%. So, yeah, I try not to put too much pressure on people, and yeah, just trying to instill the boys to enjoy every experience over here and everything that comes with playing international cricket.
Do you enjoy that role? Do you think you're a natural at it? Do you need extra help? The coaches, do they assist? And have you got good leaders around you to help you with field positions and bowling changes and the like?
Yeah, I've done a lot of it going through the juniors, so I feel like I've been trained up in a way since I was about 12 years old, I reckon. So, yeah, of course, you're always learning and developing on the go, so it's great to have people like Tim Nielsen, Trav Dean, Luke Butterworth around me to help me out in different stages. But, yeah, for the most part, I think I can do it pretty naturally, I'd like to think.
Yeah, well done, Ollie. Next game is tomorrow against Japan at 6 p.m. our time. They lost to Sri Lanka by 203 runs on Saturday. 203 runs. I mean, how do you prepare when there's a team that are going to be, well, I don't want to say easy beats because it's a game of two, but gee, that's a walk in the park, Ollie, for you guys.
Oh, not sure about a walk in the park, but yeah, Sri Lanka batted really well the other day, and yeah, their openers sort of took them to the sword. So hopefully our batters can do something like that. But I think Japan do have a couple of good spinners, and also they had a guy who made 100, so they're definitely not someone to take for granted. And yeah, I guess with every country that you play, you've never played against any of them before, so you never know what you might get on the day.
Yeah, I suppose under-19s are just turning over all the time. Do you have any underage players that will be able to represent us, say, in the next year or two?
We do have a couple of underages, but I don't think guys who are 2 years underage who can play in the next World Cup.
Okay.
But yeah, probably the standout underager was Steve Hogan, who got 100 last game. And
excellent.
Yeah, he went to India last year with us to play a youth series, and he got 100 over there as a double bottom major. So he certainly knows how to make runs, and he's someone to keep an eye out in the future.
Not related to Paul Hogan, is he? Because he's from Queensland.
Oh, I'm not sure about that one.
No,
Sorry.
don't think
You
so.
wouldn't even know who Paul Hogan was,
No,
would you?
no. And you've asked him.
Google him and you'll laugh your gizzards out.
He played Crocodile Dundee.
He had a mate called Strop.
There you go. So, what about Alex Lee Young? They tell me as a wicketkeeper batsman, he's like a pretty big talent on the way up.
Yeah, absolutely. He is. His game's really gone to another level since that India series last year, and it's been great to see him make heaps of grade runs in New South Wales. He just looks a lot more confident in his game, and yeah, I've been very impressed with him over here. He takes on the quicks in the nets, and yeah, he's going to be one to look out for as well. He made a 50 against Afghanistan in one of our practice games, and yeah, I'm hoping that he can have a really good tournament for us.
Hey, Ollie, Zimbabwe and Namibia is where you're playing. You're over there now. Whereabouts are you? You in one or the other at the moment?
Yeah, we're in Namibia at the moment.
Right. And have you had like much of a look around, or how did they pick you up from the airport and what's not? And
seen any elephants?
And seen it? Yeah, the grounds themselves. Have you seen what you're going to be sort of up against?
Yeah, we actually went on a safari a couple of days ago, which was yeah, that was a pretty great experience. Something I guess you don't get access to in Australia, so yeah, that was really cool to see some wildlife in their element, I guess. And apart from that, it's been a lot of cricket. The grounds we're playing at over here are beautiful, and
pitches are good.
Yeah, good.
Yeah, the pitches are pretty good. They're sporting for the bowlers with the new ball, and then they spin a bit later on, and but they also get quite nice to bat on at the same time. So yeah, they've got a bit in it for everyone, and yeah, the cricket's really good. There's been some good scores made at the ground, and hopefully that can continue.
Yeah, well, on those safaris, just keep your hands inside the vehicle. There's lots of things that bite.
Yeah, absolutely. Ariane Sharma was pretty sure to be snuggling up against me when he was on the outside of the car. So,
see,
yeah, he
that's
was
a good captain.
Well done. Well, mate, all the best over there. I hope it goes really well. Back to back, a lot of work to be done. We hear you're a prodigious talent, a terrific captain. We'll keep in touch, Ollie, and all the best.
No, thank you very much. Talk to you soon.
Well done.
Ollie Peake, the captain of the under-19 Australian side. The World Cup in Africa. How exotic is that? How sensational is that? I mean, they've already had a safari, and if you have a win, you might be able to have a look around a bit more afterwards.
She wants to do that for her 60th, a safari.
Yeah, that's not a bad one.
No interest.
None.
You
don't like seeing natural habitat?
They reckon there's as many elephants over there as there are rabbits in Australia.
Oh, right. Did they like it, though?
Nah. Oh, no, I think they did.
They did?
Dad's a shooter. Like, he couldn't shoot anything. So,
no.
Well, there's a rhinoceros. Bang.
Yeah.
Ooh.
No. No, I'll tell you now. You like Ricky Gervais, don't you?
Yeah.
He is pro-animals.
Is he?
And anybody that takes a gun to an animal...
Well, he's anti-God too. He's a few things. He's a funny man.
He is a funny man.
Have you seen his latest little Netflix thing?
Yeah,
he's very funny.
Got a new special.
Is it? Yeah, he has.
On
Live on
Netflix.
Netflix. He likes how to promote himself, but he's funny.
I think he's okay.
No, he's good. You were going to tell us something about Ricky. I thought that was the segue into that. We're going to do that off air,
No, there's not. I'll tell you what I am going to segue into just quickly. I just want to do a shout-out. Clients of ours over the years, they're called 1,5.
Yes.
Just to Danny and Wayne, they are on the strip of Adelaide United.
Yes,
they sponsor Adelaide United. They've sponsored the 36ers in the past as well. They're great supporters of sport in South Australia. But to Danny and Wayne, just a shout-out because they were involved in the Croydon Park fire.
That was just on the news, that big fire.
Yeah.
So it was next door to their establishment.
Well, they were caught up in the fire.
Oh, God.
And unfortunately, their building is gone, but they have wanted me to sort of say, I shouted out to them and said, you okay, guys? And they said, look, everybody's okay. There was no injuries, which is excellent. And just want to let everybody know that is business as usual. They've got their Wingfield factory, no dramas, so they can still supply all your air conditioning, your solar, you name it. They are brilliant at what they do. So please support 1,5. And Danny and Wayne, a big shout out from everybody here at 5AA.
Great to hear. 19 after 6.
The 5AA Sports Show, Rowey and Timmy G.
FIVEAA is celebrating local businesses across Adelaide, like Gramazio Foods, SA's only celiac certified food store, Burnside Village, Golden Grove Village, and online at gramaziofoods.com.au. FIVEAA, supporting local, celebrating SA.
If you're constipated and struggling to poo, here's some great news. Introducing Caruso's Constipation Ease. Caruso's Constipation Ease is a new herbal and fibre combination containing cascara, yellow dog, fennel and green banana powder. These help to relieve constipation by making it easier for you to poo. So if you're struggling to poo and would like to poo more, why not try Caruso's Constipation Ease? Caruso's Constipation Ease is available from leading pharmacies and health stores. Always read the label and follow the directions for use.
The cost of living is out of control.
But Family First will take the pressure off. They'll cut migration, approve more housing, cut family taxes and slow the race to renewables.
Vote 1, Family First.
Authorised by Lyle Shelton, Family First Party, Norwood.
FIVEAA is celebrating what makes Adelaide truly special. Local businesses across our city, north, south, east and west.
We are celebrating local today with Gramazio Foods. Danny from Gramazio Foods is here. Yours is such a great story. We'll get on to what you're doing in a second. Where did it come from? Is this a family tradition for you?
Yeah, definitely been around food my whole life. Actually grew up in my parents' butcher shop. My brother and I decided to branch out in our 20s and open our own store, and then from there we were just engaging with the customers. You know, they were just asking, like, gluten-free, can we have flavours? And we thought, well, let's have a go. And then we started creating them, and it was just fun to sort of work with them and come up with all these new flavours. And then eventually, because we were sort of perfecting the recipes and putting a lot of effort into them, they ended up coming out tasting better than our original recipes.
So there's a real sense of pride in the work that you put in to now see the result?
Definitely. And I think to have people come in and just comment on the quality and the effort that we put in, like, that makes all the difference, you know, when you get thanked for it. So it's and then it's great because we engage with the celiac community, and then other, you know, every day we're getting someone come in, my daughter or my granddaughter or my brother or sister's been diagnosed, and, you know, they think it's, oh no, this is going to change everything. But they look in our store and we've got over 75 products on show, and then they're like, oh, I'm feeding the whole family, and they'll love it. So, yeah, you know, you're not having to cook 2 meals, you know, and then a lot of people now are looking at the health benefits of it as well. So, yeah, we're definitely just seeing a massive shift towards it. And look, if it tastes good anyway, why not come and give it a go?
Gramazio Foods is South Australia's only celiac certified food store. Where do we find you?
We've got one store in Golden Grove and another one in Burnside Village, so come down and check us out.
Danny, thanks so much for coming in.
Cheers, thanks for that.
Danny from Gramazio Food.
FIVEAA, supporting local, celebrating SA.
Summer's here. Time to get your new Walco pool blanket. Made from quality materials, a Walco pool blanket will keep your pool clean, warm and reduce evaporation. Uncover the savings now. Visit walco.com.au.
At Nurse Next Door Home Care Services, we believe in making lives better. We match every client with a caregiver or nurse that will help them live a life filled with positivity, possibility and purpose. Everyone should be able to live independently at home, even if it means getting a little help. That's why Nurse Next Door Home Care Services brings aged care and disability support right to your door. From companionship to 24/7 nursing, we are here for you. Visit nursenextdoor.com.au for more information.
The FIVEAA Sports Show with Rowey and Timmy G.
For some time, we've been talking with the Shaheen family and their facility at the Behend about the opportunity to have great events up there. I've made it clear to Sam Shaheen that we would back them if that opportunity comes.
23 after 6, our Premier speaking yesterday. Could the Australian MotoGP come to South Australia?
Well, if there was a couple of events that you said that you'd love South Australia, which is the festival state. We do it better than any. You know, we've got the Fringe, we've got Live Golf, we've got the Gather Round. No one does it and celebrates like us. We did have the Grand Prix. It went to Melbourne. They cut our lunch, cop our suite, and we play on. We now have the grand final for the V8 supercars.
Correct.
Above all of that, this is the one event that I would love us to attract, because there's a couple of reasons why. Very, very popular, the GP, the MotoGP. Very, very popular. It takes a select group of people that are very, very passionate about it around the world, puts us on the national map. But more than all of that, the Shaheen family have built something very special out there called
At the Bend.
And it could cater for this like there is no tomorrow. It would be an absolute winner. Phillip Island.
Look,
I'm surprised the Pelican hasn't run across the court and got ran over.
what would you
It's
say?
freezing and wet every time they go there and windy.
I was going to say it's got challenges, hasn't
That's
it?
a
And
good
it
word.
has had challenges in the past.
Yes, it has.
Let's face it, some of our greats like Wayne Gardner and
we have a rich history in MotoGP.
McDoohan and the like, and you go like the moments that they're going to last forever. But if you are going to challenge, you can sort of say, well, here's some things that we can add. The thing I reckon,
Better track, a better state, it'll be a better race.
well,
Boom.
I'm thinking attendance as well.
Of course it will.
I'm thinking that it's a more accessible venue as far as
Phillip Island, absolutely.
And I'm thinking as a venue to be accessible and have the facilities and everything that you want.
Oh, the crowds
that also
there are
gives
awful.
still gives you
Yeah.
that country feel.
If Sam Shaheen wants it and the Premier backs him, we'll get it.
Well,
there you go.
Yeah, it's also, I think, for the Vics who are sort of maybe struggling a bit as a state, money wise, maybe our offer could be attractive to them.
Be honest, they're broke.
Yeah,
And
the state's broke.
And the Shaheens are worth $1.4 billion.
Like I said, if there's an appetite, Sammy wants it, and the Premier backs him in, we'll get it. That'll be huge for us.
Yeah, I think it's another thing that would be really
huge,
really good from a sporting.
Oh,
and then you can start to challenge Melbourne as the sporting capital.
Yeah, but they'll always say we've got the
Yeah,
MCG.
I know.
You know what I mean? Well, I don't want to compete with
what,
them.
you
I
can't-
want to be
no.
boutiquey and better than them.
Exactly right.
Is that a
don't-
word, boutiquey?
Yeah, no, it's not. But
Okay. Well, you know what I mean.
But I know what you mean.
Well,
That's all that matters.
Your state's got to cater for what it's good at. And live
Correct.
golf, we're great at it.
Yeah.
Gather round, we're great at it. The festival, we're great at it. Do things we're great at.
And the irony of live golf is we're just about the only one that works as far as attendance goes. We get awesome crowds and it has that atmosphere. You look at the others and you go, where are they? You know, like, so our ability to be able to put these things on and make them work is exceptional. So, yeah, I know you'll get the brekkie show and people ring up and say, we're going to spend money here and that. I agree. And we do have to keep that focus. But this has changed the way people look at Adelaide. It was always the joke about going to Adelaide and, nothing's opened after 7 o'clock. And
This is
all those
international.
jokes.
Yeah.
They're gone now. You can't do it.
This is an international event.
Correct.
International.
27 after 6. We're going to change tack and talk to Port Adelaide's Jackson Mead after the break.
Rowey and Timmy G, the 5AA Sports Show.